What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night. You know what that means. Do not refresh your page. It's your boy Toe Tags in the building. I will be here. Kaz is on his way. Show might be on his way. As we mentioned before, Cap is off today because he got a big day tomorrow. So he's gonna get all the advantages he can get tomorrow. But we out here. It's your boy Toe Tags. We gonna be covering some stuff tonight. Yo, I just finished watching the trailer to The Mandalorian Season 3. That drops March 1st, which I'm kind of excited for because it looked like we got some Order 66 going on here. Like, I know this is afterwards, but it was a flash of Order 66. Now, are we going to tap into more of Grogu's memories? Are we going to see how, the Mandalorians played in the killing of the Jedi? Like, what's going on here? Are we gonna be introduced to another Jedi we ain't seen before, one that we was waiting for? There's so many questions from this trailer, and that's just one scene. We saw Grogu push that six-eyed fucking Chewbacca looking shit through the cage. We didn't see the black lightsaber. We didn't see the Mandalorian lightsaber, but maybe he's holding on to that, or he gave that to somebody. He said that he's going to their planet so he can get forgiveness for his transgressions of taking off the helmet. You know what I'm saying? Looks like there's a civil war between the Mandalorians again. Maybe this is how this girl gets the saber, the black lightsaber. Yo, there's so much stuff going on with the Mandalorian. And that was a minute and 43 seconds already. We got a minute and 42 seconds of a trailer, and already I'm asking these questions because that shit looks dope. And if you haven't seen Mandalorian, you don't really need to know too much of the Star Wars lore to enjoy it. But there's certain things here and there that you need to know. Nothing crazy, but it's dope. It's a dope show. I enjoy it a lot. Last of Us debuted on Sunday for HBO Max. I know Kaz wanted to talk about that, so when he comes in, we're going to talk about that. D&D, Dungeons and Dragons been going through some crazy stuff. I know Cap alluded to it last week, and that's crazy. I'm just gonna give my opinion because I know certain things here and there, but I don't know the entirety of it all. I just think it's crazy how a free game or a game that you could play for free with your imagination, you're gonna charge people to play it now all of a sudden. And I know they're probably like, oh, it's the digital version and all that other stuff, but that's crazy. $30 a month to play what you're playing now for free. Like, they're not adding nothing to it, from what I'm understanding. They're not adding a value to it, for $30 a month. Like, I can understand if D&D was like, yo, we're gonna have a whole network of things where it's like $30 a month and you get to see, just throwing out name like Critical Role play on the on our app or on our website. This would be almost exclusive to them. You get to see behind the scenes things, professional D&D tournaments, or if you afforded people other stuff with that subscription, then it won't be, well, I'm paying to play a game for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense. That's like if they wanted you to pay $300 a month to watch Fox 5 or ABC 7 or Channel 11. All of those are free cable. They're free television. You don't need a cable box for that. You can get an antenna and you get a signal. Oh, that's free, but they want you to pay for that. That's like, yo, I'm getting this shit for free. Why am I gonna pay for it? I don't know, man. Maybe that's something that if somebody hears this, they could bring on to the subject, because I do think that would be kind of interesting if you had you promoted people to play the game, and let's say lesser streamers that are on Twitch, that have good products but not the view not the reach. Maybe they could be like, yo, we're gonna invite you to play on our app or on our website, and you can, people will come in and they'll be able to watch you over the website, and then you can pay them to to make content on your website or on your channels and stuff like that. And then people, you have a good enough product there, you can have some D&D cartoons. I know Critical Role just made a cartoon on Amazon. You can have some of that stuff there. The movie that it's coming out later the year, you can show it there after it's released from whatever. You know, I think that's where you would make your money on that game. Because like I said, there's a big community of it. And to make it more of a community and less of a bill, I think that's where you would get your advantage from. You know what I'm saying? Because like the WWE, you watch it, you pay cable, you watch it for relatively free. You get the USA Network or Fox 5 or TBS or TNT. You watch any kind of wrestling channel, but then they make a network. Well, now it's on Peacock, but they make a network, and you get to see all the old stuff, and you get to see the new channel stuff. And if they would have been like, yo, here goes this guy's podcast or this guy's talk show or this guy's game show or something like that, it gives you more of an incentive to want to buy it. Like the UFC just moved they didn't just move, but the UFC moved the Ultimate Fighter to ESPN Plus. So it's like, if I'm gonna buy ESPN Plus, now I'm getting all these things, but I'm watching it for MMA, so I get to see all their shows, but I get to see the TV shows they make, the stuff that I can't watch anywhere else other than the ESPN Plus stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think they can take a lesson from that and build a community that way, because ain't nothing like bend over. Ain't nothing sound more like bend over, motherfucker, than we're gonna start charging you for shit that we never charged before. Oh, and we're gonna take money away from you, and all your ideas are ours now. Because that's the gist of it. What's going on, Daniel? I know this isn't wrestling stream, but Jay Briscoe passed away. Thought you might be interested in knowing this news. I was watching Pro's show. Pro, in my opinion, I was watching his podcast before I got on, and Kenny broke the news on his show. And from what I understand, him and another person were in a car accident, and they both passed away. Yeah, R.I.P. to Jay Briscoe. It's sad news because I know that tag team was big on like ROH and the independent circuit, and they had crazy matches with FTR and the Young Bucks, and and one day everybody wants to see him in like AEW or WWE, and now we're not gonna be able to get that. But if you've seen them wrestle, I haven't got the chance to see them wrestle on. I think I got to see him in All In, but I haven't got to see them wrestle like that. I missed all the other pay-per-views they had. But you got to see him wrestle, man. Hey, cherish those moments. And if it it's very early because they're not. I know Tony Khan tweeted out, but those things sometimes get rushed. You know how it is especially in the wrestling world. That news comes out pretty fast before there's any confirmation of it, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm not saying it's a lie or anything like that. It's just if it's true, it's sad to hear. If it's not, somebody's fucking with y'all. But yeah, man, what's going on, Daniel? How you doing, bro? How's everything with you? But yeah, like I was saying, I think I'm not a multi-billion-dollar company, because I know they made a lot of money in their first year or their first couple of years of doing this stuff, or recently. That Pimp, what's going on, Pimp? I honestly think that's how you would do it, because from what you're saying was it Hasbro that owns Wizard of the Coast that runs D&D and all that other stuff? It looks like they just fuck it, man. How we make money? These people, we got these people. Fuck it, let's make money from these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it looks like. Instead of for being, yo, we can offer you more now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want people to pay for your product, at least when I was growing up, you had to have some kind of benefit for me paying for it. You can't give me a service and then go, oh, by the way, you're gonna have to start paying a lot of money for this now. Oh, wait, for the last 10 years, this was free. it's not worth paying for. You haven't added any value to it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the communities fighting back. And they were. I know last Friday there was a whole thing where a lot of people on Friday canceled their subscription to D&D Beyond and all that, and it made all these companies respond, and they're like, "Oh, this is not what we're gonna do," and blah blah blah, and all that language that's trying to confuse you and tell you, "No, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna fuck you," but you're not supposed to interpret that from what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I wish the wrestling community was as strong as that was. With Vince coming back, I don't give a shit if he's trying to sell WWE. He should have did it before he decided to be outed and quit. But like I said, this isn't the wrestling shit. But I don't live in Baltimore anymore. I'm moving to Jersey City. Okay, pimp. Let me find out you moving to Jersey. Yo, there's some hardcore wrestling in Jersey, pimp. Like from what I heard. Who said it? Oh yeah, from Hill Liz. Last week she said there's some hardcore wrestling in Jersey. So if you into independent wrestling, yeah, but this isn't the wrestling show. All right, let's get this shit straight. This is the comic show. But D&D has books and lore and all that other stuff, so it goes a little hand in hand. They were doing some LARPing in Hawkeye, the Disney Plus TV show, so it goes hand in hand. All right, but yeah, that's just my opinion. I think as a consumer. And somewhat, like, I'm not that old, but I was raised in the old ways, in the old arts, if you might say. Add value to what you want me to pay for, and then I'll pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep doing this bullshit. But yeah, man. Yo, did you guys watch the Mandalorian trailer? Mandalorian season 3? It looks dope. I'm not gonna lie. It looks dope. We got if y'all wondering, Cabs is on his way. He's gonna be here a little later. He's handling some business. Cap is off tonight because he got tomorrow is a big day for him. So he's gonna be doing, hopefully he's gonna be doing something that's gonna set him up for the future. So good luck to him on that. I've been doing good, man. Last week was a little bit of a test because there was a flood in my building, so in my job. So when they need someone to do everything, they call on us. So I was running around doing pretty much everything at my job last week. So it was a test for me to do these podcasts. I was tired. I know y'all probably saw it, but I'm doing pretty good right now. I got a new baby cousin, born January 5th. So 12 days ago, she's 12 days old. I got to see her twice now. Little angel. She's already giving people the finger, which is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, normal guy? She's already telling people to go fuck themselves. That's the best thing that I can imagine. You know what I'm saying? The little one's already knows the business. She already knows the business. But yeah, man. Yeah, tonight I had to think of something that I can talk about because like it's not a mystery or it's not a secret that I'm not well versed in comics as Cap, Lay, or Cabs is. I'm more versed in comics than Show is, but that's not really saying much. Oh, hold on, let me see. A lot of franchises / brand names do that nowadays. They want you to pay more for less with not a lot of quality. Just because they're established, be it games, comics, clothing, whatever. Yeah. Seriously. That's the problem. That's the problem with nowadays. Congratulations on the new family. I appreciate you, Dan. Appreciate you. That's the problem with nowadays. There's a lot of, I was about to say you got a new baby cousin. New baby cousin. But yeah, if I had a new baby, you probably would see it right here. Right here in the show. She'd be like, they'd be like this, sleeping. But yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of businesses now. They want to control you, so that way, no one's mad at them. because we live in a very sensitive time where you can't say nothing without someone being mad at you. And God forbid you have the right to say something. Whether it be ignorant or not, you have the right to say something. And no one argues when a rich person says something. You know, if you notice that when a rich person says something, no one argues that. It's like they got more of a right to say something than us because they got money. And there was never a time when just because you had money you couldn't get fucked up, or just because you had money doesn't mean that you can't have any kind of respect, or have to abide by rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in humanity, I know a lot of them run the shit. You do have a new baby is show because he cries too much. Yeah, right. I mean, he never shows up though. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not right. Like, only in the NBA does a rich person have to suffer the consequences of what he says. But yeah, like, y'all spent so much money on a t-shirt that says Supreme on it. What was it, like $200 for that t-shirt? Yeah, people were in line for hours for a Metro card that says Supreme on it. Like, you spend $300-$400 on a t-shirt that has holes in it. It looks like you could have just took that shit off of the bum on the train station. And if that's fashion nowadays, I get it. Well, I don't get it, but I get that y'all want to call that fashion. But it's also stupidity. There was, what fashion was when I was in high school? Uptowns, which at the time I think cost like $90, maybe 60. I may be bugging. I think those are not Uptowns, but flights. $60. You get all black or all white ones, and then you go to Foot Locker. You get the 5 for $20. All plain tees, different colors. $20, you get 5 shirts. You match the Uptowns or the flights or the dunks or whatever the fuck you call them with those shits. That was fashion. You get the Timbs with a white tee. Boom, beautiful. And Timbs wasn't as expensive as they are now. Everything's so fucking expensive now. Yo, if I was making the money I am now, but living in the time I was when I was a kid, I would be the freshest nigga you ever seen. Seriously. But yeah, we're getting into this is almost like the Tone the Show, but appreciate you. But yeah, so like I said, I wanted to think of a topic that I could talk about with you guys about comics, because it's not a secret that I'm not well versed in them. But there's some I gravitated to the strong guys, like the Hulk, the Things, Colossus, because they were the big strong guys, and I was always like the tank. I'm not, I was always the guy that was the strong guy. I like strength. I like doing some crazy shit. And then I was as a kid, I was always mad. So that's what gravitated me to the Hulk. That's what gravitated me to the Hulk a lot. My anger issues. Sometimes it was beneficial to be angry, like when you're playing sports or something like that. I gravitated towards the Thing a lot because of the Fantastic Four. Because I like being in groups, and the Thing was just a big, strong dude. The same thing with like X-Men. Watching the X-Men animated series, seeing Colossus, and like, oh, okay, this dude is dope. He turns into metal and he's strong. And then, I'm doing some research on him, and it's crazy. Some of them like evolve into some shit, and other ones like I didn't expect what I found out. Like, they're saying, some people are saying that Colossus and the Thing are relatively the same amount of strength, right? Some people are saying that Colossus is just as strong as Spider-Man. And I'm like, I thought he was stronger than Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? But one of the powers that I didn't know that Colossus had was that he doesn't need to breathe when he's in the metal suit. Like when he's in the metal suit, when he turns to the metal form, he doesn't need to breathe oxygen, eat, or drink water or anything. His body is self-sustaining. So there was one time he took the Nighthawk, the Quinjet, whatever, the X-Men's plane. It fell to the bottom of the ocean. He went to the bottom of the ocean and picked it up and walked it back to the surface as a feat of strength. And I heard that. I was like, damn, there's no way Spider-Man do that shit. No fucking way Spider-Man do that shit. And then I've I was looking up times that Colossus fought the Hulk, and there was times that like yeah, the Hulk clearly beat him, but it was like World Breaker Hulk when he came back from Sakaar with that World War Hulk. He grabbed Colossus's arm and like crushed Colossus's arms and was like, "Get out of my way before I crush the rest of your body." Now Colossus's metal on him, from what I'm hearing, is the third strongest metal in the world. Pretty sure besides vibranium and adamantium. That's what I heard. And Hulk crushed it. And I'm like, damn, bro, that like how strong is the Hulk? And everything I'm hearing is just it's unlimited strength. He has an unlimited amount of strength. The madder he gets, the stronger he gets. And it's crazy. But he has fought Thing plenty of times, and he's beat him, and Thing beat him. And there was one time that the Thing and him fought. I think it was because Doctor Doom hired Dr. Hulk to kill the Thing, and the Thing mutated into a different form of the Thing, and he was stronger, and he was able to beat Dr. Hulk. Because Dr. Hulk wasn't as strong, because the more intelligent Hulk got, the weaker he got. Whereas in like World War Hulk or the World Breaker Hulk, is that if that's the same Hulk? I need to double check that. But he was at the precipice of strength and intelligence. Like he was as strong as the Hulk has ever been, but as smart as Bruce Banner. There was no deficit. The scales balanced out. And that's a scary fucking sight. When you got somebody that's smart and that strong together, that's scary. And there was a time when so the Juggernaut, right? Colossus became the Juggernaut, and it was Unstoppable Colossus. That's what they call them. Where the Juggernaut gets his powers from a gem. That gem is powered by a god. I forgot the name of the god, but that god walked the earth before mankind existed, and then was banished for some reason. And Juggernaut is its deity, like how Moon Knight is the deity for his god, right? So the Juggernaut is basically momentum. He has pretty much unlimited strength. Also, once he gets moving, he can't be stopped. And there was one time that the Hulk stopped him in his tracks. Like Juggernaut was running at him, and the Hulk stopped him. But that Hulk was mutated into another form or something like that. It's weird with the way some of these comics work. See, that's another thing. They get so many different versions of them and so many different stories that when you hear it, it's fascinating. But then you're like, all right, I gotta read this stuff, and it's like, where do I start? You know what I'm saying? So then I just start getting the synapses of it all. But so the Juggernaut, pretty much momentum and strength and all that, like he can go on forever. So the Juggernaut accepted the powers of another god and became a deity of another god. And when he did that, Colossus and two other people went to where the original god for the Juggernaut was, and said, yo, listen, we got to stop him, so you need to pick another deity. And he picked Colossus. So now Colossus, with his strength and his metal and his invulnerability and his self-sustainingness and all that other stuff, has now got the power of the Juggernaut, where his strength now is unlimited. His endurance is even more unlimited. His his power, everything is crazy. And he's fighting the Hulk in World War Hulk. And they were saying that the Hulk, because he had a hard time with the Juggernaut, because there was one time the Juggernaut actually beat the Hulk. he said, "Oh, you want to keep running? Well, then fucking keep running," and like sidestepped him and let him go. And like just fucking he ran off somewhere, like hit some shit and ran off. So he didn't really fight the unstoppable Colossus. So somebody said unstoppable Colossus might win. But if there's anything I've seen, or if this is what I heard from Lay, is that the Hulk doesn't stop. So if the Hulk and Colossus go at it, and yeah, unstoppable Colossus fucking has the endurance and all that other shit. But now we gotta go into what's going on, Pro? You sad about Briscoe? But now if we go into the actual person of Colossus, an actual person of the Hulk, where the Hulk is Rage Incarnate, and Colossus is really a good dude, and he just fights because he needs to. At one point, the Colossus is gonna be like, "Yo, we gotta stop this." You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be more of a, "Yo, this is just meaningless shit. I'm gonna have to kill you," or too much shit is happening. He might just be like, "Yo, we're gonna have to stop this," and try to reason with the Hulk, where the Hulk would just keep going. That's my opinion, but that's one thing I've learned also. There was a time that the Thing was fighting the Hulk, and he didn't want to fight him because in this comic, the Thing had a watch on his hand, and he was about to turn human. For some reason, he was on a hike with his wife, and the Hulk was unleashed on him, and he tells the Hulk, because the puppet master was in control of the Hulk, he tells the Hulk, "Look, yo, bro, you're the strongest there is. I don't want to fight you. I'll admit it, blah, 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 blah." And the Hulk didn't give a shit, and he started fighting him. And he had like a couple minutes left on his time before he turned back into Ben Grimm, and basically took everything he had and punched the Hulk so hard that it broke the rocks in his hand. Like, the Thing is made of rocks. He broke and shattered the rocks in his hands to knock out the Hulk, to save his wife. And then eventually he just turned back into a human, and he was all fucked up. He was all fucked up in his human form. But that's crazy. Like, the strength of these guys. I know the Hulk has more strength than them, but it's crazy, to hear the actual strength that these guys have, because not a lot of them get props. They're afterthoughts. There's they're side characters. I always wanted to see a cinematic Hulk versus the Thing fight. That would have been dope to see in the MCU. That would have been dope. Get this. Speaking of the MCU, I was watching a video where somebody was explaining why. He wasn't explaining why Thanos beat the Hulk, but he was talking about how everyone based the power of Thanos off of him beating up the Hulk, and not because he beat up Thor. But get this. When we first seen the Hulk was destroying the Chitauri. He was tossing gods around. He punched Thor through a wall, and he was at the strongest we've ever seen him. Then more and more you see him get a little weaker. Like, Wanda put the mind control on him, and it took the Hulk Buster suit, and it barely stopped him. And to be honest with you, the only thing that really stopped the Hulk was the fact that he was able to come out of that mind control, because he does have some kind of resistance to mind control. It takes him a while, but he does have some kind of resistance to mind control. And the thing that stopped him was that he came out of it and he saw the destruction and everything like that. So when he leaves in the MCU to Sakaar, and he winds up there, and he becomes, the gladiator champion in Sakaar, he mentioned something that not people bring a lot of light to. The collector, not the collector, the collector's brother. Fuck, what is this guy's name? Well, anyway, the dude who ran the city had that taser shit in everybody. So when he was fighting Thor, you seen him be a little weaker. Like, he was still fighting Thor, but he was slower. He was he wasn't as tactical. Like he wasn't fighting the same way, but he was still giving it to Thor. And Thor had to become a god in order to like stand up to Thor to the Hulk. But then right at the end, when you thought Thor was starting to get the upper hand, my man zapped Thor, and the Hulk won. So think about this: if he's done that more than once for any competitor that the Hulk fought, so let's say the Hulk gets there, right, and he starts beating up everybody, and then he gets bigger and bigger people, and he beats that, and this guy's like, "Oh, we got a champion here," and then he doesn't realize that the Hulk can take a beating, and he's not gonna stop. And the more angry he gets, the stronger he gets. He starts seeing, oh, this guy's vulnerable, but he's my champion. Now let's cheat. So now we're on a downward spiral where the Hulk thinks that he's beating all these guys, but it's like you're getting softer. So it's kind of like Rocky. Like Rocky 1, he does his best to he loses to Apollo by decision. Then Rocky 2, he beats Apollo. Then Rocky 3, he's fighting all these bums, and he thinks he's ready for Clubber Lang, but then Clubber Lang beats him, and it's one of those, like, he has to readjust to get Clubber Lang out there and to go all hard and all that other shit. So at the point that Thor came in, he was fighting those bums. So he had to readjust to really fight Thor. So now imagine that guy that thought he was beating up everybody on his own, that wasn't really fighting as hard as he could have. He was basically being served up people on a platter, now fighting Thanos, one of the greatest warriors in the galaxy. Of course he's going to get his ass kicked. If he was fighting Thanos straight out of Avengers 1, I think he would have fucking demolished Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Because he actually has some skill. If we're going to adopt the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton in it, then he beat Blonsky as the Abomination, and Blonsky was one of the top agents in what was that, the KGB? No, not the KGB. Well, Blonsky was that was their best fighter, and he beat Blonsky as the Abomination. So he could have wrecked Thanos, and that's probably why Thanos didn't want to come in at the time of the Avengers, because he was playing the puppet shit. He probably was checking everybody out, right? So now when you think about that, think about this. The Hulk gets his ass kicked, and he realizes something's wrong here, and he probably was on some, yo, no, this ain't, like, what the fuck is this? I'm not gonna, like, fuck, where's I getting at? He thought he was the baddest dude because of that shit. He gets his ass kicked by Thanos. It wakes him up. So already he didn't like the fact that the Avengers was using him for all that shit. And then he realizes that maybe he wasn't the champion that he thought he was, because Thanos rocked him. And now he's like, yo, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he didn't want, that's probably the struggle that he had. He didn't want to come out because he didn't want to be, one, he wasn't ready for Thanos and all that other shit. So his confidence probably went down. And two, y'all motherfuckers only use me because I'm a big green giant tank. So that's some mind fuck right there. Because, y'all people realize, like, y'all forget that Thor was mollywopped it before the movie started. Thanos was holding on to Thor, so Thor was already mollywopped before all that shit. And then the Hulk came and was fighting Thanos. You know what I'm saying? And then Thor, towards Infinity War, wanted a piece of Thanos because he had the new weapon. So they kind of saved Thor to make him look better for Endgame and shit like that. But it sucks that he ain't never got his get back in Endgame. The Hulk. Rocky felt guilty for Mickey dying. Apollo had to get his head right after fighting Clubber Lane. Yeah, but he wasn't training hard. Remember, before that, he wasn't training hard for Clubber Lane. He was, putting on the show. He's like, "Yo, this is the last fight. Let's have some fun." And Mickey's like, "He ain't gonna kiss you. He's gonna kill you." You know, you know what I'm saying? Mickey dying really didn't help, but he wasn't ready for that fight. He wasn't ready for that fight. He would have been gassed and had to been pushed to a level he wasn't ready for. And the thing was, like, Rocky usually broke himself and rebuilt himself during training, not during the fights. Rocky would just be like, "Yo, I'm ready to die out here," and then he'll put on that second gear. But he gets that second gear in training. You know? One little other fun fact about the Hulk is that he held up a mountain. And that's like 600,000 tons or some shit. Like, he held up a mountain. I don't know where these people get these ideas from. But the crazy shit is the numbers that get thrown in the mix. Like, these aren't just made up things, right? Where there was like, oh, the Hulk survived gamma bombs, and they're like, this is how many Kelvin or whatever the fuck the measure is for the force of the bomb. Then they're like, oh, he survived a nuclear bomb, and it's that many tons, and all that other shit. And then he absorbed some of the power from the Infinity Stones because he's gamma, and that's this much energy. and they were saying that should have made Hulk stronger because he absorbed some of that gamma radiation from the Infinity Stones, but I guess that's not how it works. But this is just a side tangent. I hope if they do have the Hulk in these other movies, he's a little bit more serious than just dabbing and shit. Because, like I said, I like the Hulk a lot, and I want him to, matter again. But that, to me, like so I was getting at, the stories that they come up with for the Hulk is crazy, and even for the Thing and Colossus. Like, Colossus was supposed to be like, his brother went to war in Russia, and was it Russia or Germany? One of them, and his brother died out in war, and he's like, "Oh, you're supposed to save me," because Colossus was a teenager, and he went out into the snow, and he was so angry, and the snow was fucking with him that it activated his mutant gene, and it turned into the metal. And then they found him, and then they put him in this program. He was supposed to be in this Russian X-Men force to go fight the Avengers, and it wasn't an X-Men force. It was they had their own super soldiers. They were trying to make super soldiers, and he was gonna be like a super soldier to go fight the Avengers. And he didn't want to do that because, that's not his thing. Jacoby, Peter, what's going on? And Professor X actually found him with Cerebro and convinced him to come to the X-Men. Which there was a part in this whole origin that I looked up where I think it was episode 1 of the animated series of X-Men, where you see Colossus in a small town with a little girl, and he's picking up a truck, and he's helping him out in the little town, and like the little girl is like, "Oh yeah," laughing and all that other stuff, and he's like entertaining the little girl with all his strength and everything. That was in the comics. Like, that's how he got found out, because when they found him with the what about Jay Briscoe? Yeah, I heard, man. I heard about him, Jacoby. Yo, when they found him initially, when it first happened, he couldn't control it. So he was suppressing the fact that he could turn metal. but they found him in that town turning into metal to pick up the tractor to appease this little girl and stuff. And that's what caused all this, when they started testing him. And that's when Professor X was like, yo, come fight with us. We're going to go, protect other mutants from shit like that and, fight on the side of good. And that's when Colossus was like, okay, we'll do that. So it was dope to actually see kind of some of the origin of his story in Colossus in the animated series, but it was very little bit, and you already know what's up with the Thing. Yeah, he turned into the Rock with the Fantastic Four and all that. But yeah, man, I was actually shocked to see how powerful the Hulk is and how under strength or how uncomparable Colossus is. Because Colossus, I always thought was at least up there. Because he had the Phoenix Force power in him, which kind of corrupted him. It was him, Namor, Colossus, and Storm? No, not Storm. Somebody else. They split into four or five of the Phoenix Force, split into them. And he had the Phoenix Force in him and also. So he has held power. I thought he was a lot more stronger than, people let on to be. But I guess that's because he's like a side character. He has his origins and all that other stuff, but I guess he's not as predominant as like Wolverine. But then again, Wolverine is uncomparable to the Hulk also, but he wasn't ever a strong character when it came to strength and shit. But one of the feats that the Hulk did with his healing factor, someone melted off his skin, his muscle fibers, and some other shit. And within a couple of minutes, he was fully healed. Which is crazy to me. I think somebody broke his neck and he fully healed. Something happened to him and in a couple of days he was fully healed. I know Fing Fam Foom hit him with his fire blast because Fing Fam Foom came in the carnation of a dragon. Hit him with his fire. And the Hulk's just looking at him like, really? And he's like, oh shit, you a strong motherfucker. You want to be in the army? Like, you should be in my army, man. You make a good soldier for me. And the Hulk's like, nah, I'm good. You hear that, and I'm hearing Superman. Right? Like, the closest thing to that would be Superman. And speaking of Superman, the Sentry, right? During World War Hulk was the only one to stop Hulk. And that was just because they fought into exhaustion. Like, they fought to basically a draw. And that's kind of what stopped the Hulk in World War Hulk. And the Sentry's supposed to be Marvel's Superman. So imagine Superman and the Hulk fighting. I think that would be like Superman and Doomsday fight. Them both just killing each other. But then how do you kill the Hulk if he has that strong of a healing factor? I always wondered, who has a stronger healing factor? The Hulk, Deadpool, or Wolverine? Because I know Wolverine's healing factor is kind of hindered to his adamantium because he's getting the adamantium poisoning and it's stopping his spinal fluid from actually spreading like that. So it's preventing his healing, but it's still he's still healing at a fast rate. Because I know there was one time that Wolverine died or he was about to die. He couldn't heal anymore. And Magneto took off his adamantium. And he kind of almost healed instantly or he healed rapidly. and then they put the animanium back or some shit. See, this is what I'm talking about when I was like, yo, this shit just ain't made up. Like they even though it's probably made up, but somebody has some kind of knowledge somewhere to make some of this shit make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you sit there and you make this guy where originally he has bone claws, and then he has animanium claws, and then you could say the strength of the animanium, and then give a reason why animanium's killing him, but how to save him without the animanium, but to put it back, and then with the gamma radiation from the Hulk, and then to use another gamma radiation bomb, which the Hulk split himself from Bruce Banner, and then put Bruce Banner to get blown up by a gamma bomb to kill Bruce Banner because he hated Bruce Banner, and then Bruce Banner, like fucking, his consciousness went back into the Hulk after the gamma bomb, and then Bruce Banner is like, fuck you, and then while the Hulk was basically died out, because they were saying that the Hulk was just trapped inside Banner, and he sees everything that happens. But then in this run where they did that, the Hulk just woke up in places. Like, you would get in the perspective of the Hulk. So he would fight somebody, get knocked out, or turn back, or get calm, and then turn back into Banner and wake up like in fucking Atlantis, and they're doing experiments on him and shit. And then towards the end of the run, you see that it was Bruce Banner this whole time just setting up a plot to figure out a way to kill the Hulk. And then he tried to kill the Hulk. He's like, you want to kill me, motherfucker? I'm going to kill you. And it's like, damn, son, the dynamic between Bruce Banner and the Hulk alone is crazy. And, yo, like I said, from not a comic book fan, but from a comic book cartoon movie fan, to actually see the real story of this stuff and what they wrote and everything, I think that would be so much stronger as movies. And don't get me wrong, the movies we have now are awesome. But imagine like almost like a Simpson level type show for these comic book characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, if, let's say Disney Plus wanted to say fuck it and just shoot out mad money, and we're gonna make cartoons because you can't, I'm pretty sure the CGI is gonna cost way too much money to fucking, what's going on, show? The CGI is gonna cost way too much money to have live action TV shows, right? So you have a cartoon that's drawn, I want to say, in an adult style, not like the Avengers, style, but an adult style where it's serious. There's a serious tone to it, and you start actually telling the stories that come from these comic books. So it will be like audible, but we call it visual. You know what I'm saying? You can actually see everything, and everything that they're saying is true to the comic books. And then you can have episodes where you go like either Elseworld or one shots or what ifs and all that other stuff. I think that would be kind of dope. And it's I get it. It's crazy because there are runs that go into other runs that go into other things. But if you have multiple cartoons going at once, just like the shows, like if you have Chicago PD, Med, and Fire going on, and then they cross over, you can do that with the animated series. That would be kind of dope to actually see what happened in the comics with like the Infinity Gauntlet, or with the Phoenix Saga and all that, because the Phoenix Saga was more basically just trying to protect mutants than anything. So to see the Avengers, and that's where you would get that the adult tone of like the Punisher. I think that would be dope, at least for like us adults. Because from the stories I hear, it's so deep that you can connect with them so much that you become them. Oh, let's see what the X-Men animated series from the 90s was one of those, if not the best comic-based series ever made, and was relatable to very. Yeah, the animated series was one of the best cartoons from comic books I've ever seen. But now, imagine we actually get to see people hit each other. Because the animated series was a bunch of oh, get off me, and like hip throws. You didn't really get to see too much of the punching or the kicking or the killing and stuff like that. Like, take the X-Men animated series, put it up to 10, and make it for adults on a streaming service. That would be dope. I know that it's probably not a lot of, like, the Punisher would have a lot of killing in it, but that would be crazy to see. And I think that would be like what we were talking about earlier, where you add value, we'll pay for it. I think that would add a lot of value. Because right now, Disney has at least 3 or 4 major companies that they can do stuff with. Like Star Wars. There are endless amounts of stories you can tell with Star Wars because there's so many books, there's so many comics, there's so many graphic novels, there's so many stories that are outside of the lore that you could tell. You got Mandalorian. You have other Jedis that we never heard of before. You have Yoda's people that we don't even know where his planet is. We have the dark side. We have, the Sith and what happened there, what happens after. You can make so many stories. Like, they had a TV show just about the clones and the Clone War and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that is compelling. So, and then you have Marvel or Pixar, with the Toy Stories and the fucking Cars and all these other things that they can just make. Because, here's the thing. We're in an era where no one wants to have original ideas anymore. Or original ideas are shunned upon because they don't know how to tell a story or nothing. So if you want to start doing shit, start making shit more start making shit way fucking better. The cartoons don't need to go with the movies, but let's say you did make a cartoon about the Black Panther, or just the cartoon with the Avengers in it, and you have the Black Panther and Namor. You can see the beef between Black Panther and Namor, and you can see why they hate each other. And then the movies, you're like, yo, is that what's gonna happen here? And then you can see their rendition of it. Because a lot of people who watch the comics or that read the comics go in there and go, oh, I like the way they adapted it to. But for someone like me, that I'm not a big reader. Like, I read when I need to and all, but I'm not a big reader because for some reason, when the way I read shit, I interpret shit totally different than the way it's supposed to be, apparently. So I try not, like, I read what I need to, the gist of it, but I'm more of a visual guy. I like to watch things. So if you made these comics, not all of them, but maybe some of them, maybe the most important ones or something, if you made those comics into something I can watch, I think that would be fucking dope. I think that'd be dope. And then you can see the Thing fight the Hulk. And you can give life to those 3 panels that you see the Thing fighting the Hulk. You can see that battle between them. You already got the winners and the losers. You could probably write your own stories in some of them. You can see how Squirrel Girl beat up Thanos. You can see how, what the Ghost Rider did when they told him to stop the Hulk, when they banished him from the planet, and he's like, nah, Bruce Banner doesn't deserve this, and he left. You can see that live action. You can get the feel of it. You can see when Matt Murdock goes to jail and the Punisher shoots somebody shoots a purse robber in the face and goes, all right, take me to jail, so he could protect Matt Murdock in jail, so that way Matt Murdock doesn't have to give up his identity as Daredevil. You can see that. And I know there's a bunch of like drawings and you're supposed to imagine it, But sometimes your imagination runs too wild, and sometimes it's dope to just be like, yo, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Toe? You better not say shit about me being late. You mad late, Taquan. You almost an hour late. We're almost done. You came here at the worst time. You are on show's time right now. What's Daniel say? I got one of the Marvels versus Capcom games, a lot of fantasy matchups and that. Yeah. I'm black. That's no excuse. There's no excuse. I told you I get on at 7 and you come at fucking 10. You ain't that black. Shit, I see your picture. You like a mocha. Nah, I'm fuck with you. But yeah, I mean that would be awesome. You know, that would be dope also. You know? Like, see, this is the thing. You make these cartoons about like Mortal Kombat, but the lore of the Mortal Kombat is in the game, and then the cartoons change that. I don't want to hear it change because I want to see what actually happened. Like, if this is based off the game, I want to see what actually happened from the game. You know, I want to see what's the real beef. I don't want to hear somebody tell me what somebody told them about what happened. I want to see what happened. Like let's say there's a fight going on, right? Let's say there's a boxing match. I don't want to hear how the boxing match went from someone else. I want to see the boxing match because the way they're gonna tell me shit happened is not gonna be the shit that I see. You know, I was described what happened in the first Star Wars movie with Rey in it. There was a scene, and someone explained the scene in a way that when I saw the scene, I was like, "Yo, this is not what you said it was," and it kind of like fucked up my experience of watching it because the way they described it and the way my imagination was telling me it was going, I expected more out of the scene than what I was told. So that's where I was like, all right, let me not listen to other people. But I do want to see some of these comics, DC and Marvel, be told, because it can limit the expectations of what you would get out there, or you can actually be like, okay, this is the way Batman is. And when we get him in the movies, it's like, oh, okay, so now I get to see what they're going with. Because like I said, reading is not one of the things I got, but I'm also 35 years late. You know what I'm saying? I'm 35 years late when it comes to comics. So if I pick up a comic now, it's probably not going to be in the movies, what I'm reading. And it's probably going to be, there's so much backstory to it that I'm still going to be like, shit, man, I picked up Batman this, and then like all this shit happened before that. All this shit happened after that, and this ain't relevant no more. This ain't this. To me, it's not like wrestling. You can watch wrestling right now, and you get some of the backstory, but what happened in the 90s and the 80s isn't really relevant now. You know? Like, there isn't sons and daughters of those wrestlers wrestling each other to rekindle a rivalry from them, you know? Like, we're not watching like Arn Anderson's daughter and Tully Blanchard's daughter and Ric Flair's daughter and fucking Ole Anderson's daughter make a 4 horsewoman. You know, we're not watching Hulk Hogan's son versus Randy Orton. You know, where that WrestleMania 1 will be, you know, rehashed and all that. Everything is new. There's new people coming in, new storylines being told. It's not like in the comics, there's so much nostalgia. There's so much, well, Captain America's back and he's going to team up with this guy to do all this other stuff. And that story's been told for 50 years. You know? And to get that, I think would be dope. I think it would be dope. You add more value to your shit. You can create new heroes where like Harley Quinn, nobody hiring Tully's daughter. That's her fault from what I'm hearing. It's not from lack of talent, but that's her fault from what I'm hearing. But yeah, you can make new heroes. Like, how dope would that be? You have a comic book run that's coming out, and then the cartoon comes out alongside it, and everybody loves the character. Like Harley Quinn. Everybody loves Harley Quinn. She came from the Batman animated series. And then they put her in the comics. How dope would that be? You got people who read the comics, people who watch the cartoon, like, yo, I love this character. Because you're showing me who they are, and we fall in love with who they are. Sometimes you don't get that with reading. You know, there was one, I forgot what it said, but there was one comic reel that I read for the Kingpin. And I said this on this comic book podcast like last year, 2 years ago, maybe, where the Kingpin is sitting in someone's living room, but news got out to an inmate that the Kingpin killed his wife and daughter. And this guy broke out of jail. He killed the guards. He broke out of jail and went to the Kingpin's house. And Kingpin goes, I was waiting for you. And he's like, I killed your daughter and your wife so that way you can come here so I can kill you myself. And he fucking kills the dude. It's like, yo, I killed your wife and your daughter for you to come to your house so I can kill you. That's some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. Like, fucking Dr. Doom controlled Wakanda. He controlled Asgard. He became a god. How are we going to see that in the MCU? These are all stories I'm hearing from everybody else. And I'm pretty sure the way I'm hearing it is probably, in my imagination, is way better than what I'm going to see in the book. But if there was a chance that I can see it in cartoon form, that would be mind-boggling to me. Because just hearing someone talk about like Dr. Doom's origin story, where his mother was a witch and his father was a scientist, and he merged science and magic together, and the devil took his mom's soul and he tried to become the Sorcerer Supreme so he could kill the devil, and he almost beat Doctor Strange, and then he teamed up with Doctor Strange to go to hell to get his mom's soul back. Like, this is an origin of Doctor Doom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. We're not getting that in the MCU unless Doctor Doom is already like that's the damn, what the fuck is that shit called? Damn, when they mess up the timeline. Well, I know one of y'all know it. What is that shit called? Incursion. There you go. Thanks, Taquan. I know Taquan was telling me telepathically. Maybe that could be the incursion that's happening with Charlize Theron. You know, like when they pull them after Multiverse of Madness. Maybe Doctor Doom is setting an incursion to try to save his mom's soul from hell or from wherever the fuck. And Doctor Strange has to save him. I mean, that'd be a crazy ass way to get Doctor Doom in there. And see, Doctor Doom also went to college with Grimm and Reed Richards and all that other stuff, and he was too busy trying to make a portal to get into that realm to fight for his mom shit. And Reed Richards saw it and he blew it all up. Darby, what's going on? You know, so like shit like that, man. I think maybe I asked for too much, I guess. Or maybe I'm the only one that's asking for this shit. Maybe I'm the only one thinking outside of this box. But I think that would be dope. You know how many artists you can hire? How many comic book writers you can rehire to, you know, to give input for these stories, and how many people could live their passion for this shit And like I said, it's not only for Marvel, but you can do it for DC. You can do it for pretty much any comic book company. HBO Max could do that shit with the DC universe. They're trying to do it with the Teen Titans, and I think this season, listen, I don't know what's going on with that shit, but with all those TV shows, if the Flash origin was actually real and some of the people he fought and everything was actually from the comics, instead of for it being made up to be, I love Iris and everybody else got to die, I think, like, as good as these shows were, I think if they were like, that came from the comics, or this like they're doing specifically this run with this, I think that would be dope. And the people who aren't into comics can see it and be like, this is deeper than what you're giving us. Because at the end of the day, it's deeper. It's a lot deeper, the comic books than the TV shows. They only scratch the surface. Even the movies only scratch the surface. But yeah, man, to see in cartoon form these people fighting each other, I think that would be dope. HBO Max has been cutting a lot of the fat. Peacemaker got renewed, surprisingly. Yeah. I don't know what that, maybe because they're like, we got John Cena. And I'm not knocking Cena, but he is a name. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people watch Peacemaker because of him. That they were like, we gotta have another season of it. Because that didn't really go with the Rob Snyderverse or the Snyderverse of DC and all that other shit. And didn't this dude make the Suicide Squad? So pretty sure that's his people. So, but I mean, these are just like, y'all telling me you wouldn't tune in to watch the live, an actual televised version of the comics? That was the main drawing factor of it. Yeah, there was no one else in it but Cena. But you're telling me y'all wouldn't watch a cartoon version of the comics? And not just like a loosely based cartoon version of the comics, like Superman, all that, like a real version of the comics into life, where you actually see them move, you see them talk, you hear the nuance of what they're saying, the gravity of the situation. Imagine nowadays you see Blue Marvel has either a live action show or a cartoon of what actually happened with him. Imagine that. He was in, I don't think it was a gamma bomb, but he was in an explosion that gave him his powers, his cosmic powers, him and his boy, and they became two powerful beings. And he became the Superman of the time, fully covered in his suit. Hero in the 50s or 60s or some shit. He's fighting this dude. He for all we know, he kills this dude. And part of his clothes gets ripped. And it reveals a black man. And because of that, because it revealed the color of his skin, the president said, you can't be our hero. There's going to be too much chaos going around. The black people are going to expect you to start killing us in their name and all this other shit. So they devised a plan that Blue Marvel went into space to go fight an alien and died. But he was really on Earth. He found the wife, and he lived his life amongst the people. And then we find out that bad guy that he killed in the 60s is back. And Reed Richards and Iron Man and everybody's trying to fight him, and they can't fight him. And he mentions Blue Marvel, and they're like, who the fuck is Blue Marvel? And they find out he's alive. Why do they know he's alive? because the fucking government had an eye on him. His wife was a fucking secret agent. And he felt betrayed. And he left. And there was a dialogue between Reed Richards and Tony Storm. Reed Richards and Tony Stark about Reed Richards going, well, wouldn't you expect him to be mad? He was a hero that was judged on the color of his skin. And then he tried to live a normal life, and he found out that everything around him was fake. His wife was an agent and all this other shit. Wouldn't you be mad also? Like, that dialogue right there on TV would be crazy. That whole series on TV would be crazy. It'd be relevant for nowadays. To go to show you that shit is a lot more accepted now than it was back in the day, but also even the shit that's not accepted now. It goes to show you how to handle with certain situations. There's a lot of life lessons to be learned in comics that for people that don't read comics or don't have time for comics or don't have money for comics, they can watch it right there on the TV. If they could do a good animated version of Old Man Logan / Wolverine, I'd watch it. I know they did a live action version, but they left a chunk out. Yeah. And that's the benefit of a TV show versus a movie. A movie, you have to fit everything in 2 hours. 3 hours the most, depending on if you're Avatar or not. You ain't getting a lot of the story in 2 hours. You're getting the gist of it. But in a TV show, you get everything. You get too much. You know what I'm saying? But that's the dope part about it. Yeah, man. Just think of the dynamic of the X-Men. Talking about, racism back in the day. But now you can think about the X-Men talking about social inequality, economic inequality, how the neighborhoods are set up differently. It's not just about race anymore. But you can still use them to talk about the problems that's happening in our time now. Like, apparently there's a war between men and women now. They're saying that this generation is the least sexually active generation there is, and men are afraid to talk to women because they think that they're gonna get in trouble and they're gonna get fucking arrested for sexual harassment and all this other shit, and it's like, damn, bro. Like, I get it, but shit. How many, like, how bad do you think it is out here? And that's where you get that whole, pick a side, and you got those Andrew Tate motherfuckers and all these people shooting their version of the truth, and everything sounds good and everything. And at the end of the day, you're just sitting there going, yo, yeah, you guys have arguments for your side and their side and this side, but no one has a solution. Y'all just gonna keep digging this hole, separating us further and further. Henry Cavill was, that's what Henry Cavill got canceled for being afraid of approaching a woman and getting hit with a Me Too. I mean, shit. Hey, don't get me wrong. There are inappropriate things that people do, but that should be discussed. What's inappropriate? What's not inappropriate? What you have permission for and what you don't have permission for. But everybody's just so busy right now trying to make a bold statement, and I'm just trying to make what I find enjoyable better. Or at least in my eyes, what could be better. Fuck all that shit. Because at the end of the day, it's all bullshit anyway. It's all bullshit anyway. You actually, I've said this before. You actually have a conversation with somebody, and it's not the same way that social media presents it to you. Everybody got something to say because they all think they're important. Yeah. The line is blurred and we're so divided. Yo, just think about this shit. I found out that there's more letters to the LGBTQ community than just LGBTQ. There's like an invert, an asexual. They're literally almost every letter of the alphabet. Do I know what some of them mean? No, I don't. Am I trying to educate myself on what that means? No, I'm not. Because it to me, that's what y'all want to do. Beautiful. That's on you. You a human? Yes. Beautiful. That's it. That's it. For me. Let's go back to being humans. There's so much division. And that's something that these comic book people can also write about now with the division of sexuality. And everybody wants to be seen for who they really are. But it confuses the shit out of us. Because it's all like labels and shit. Because me telling you I'm a male, I'm a straight male is enough for you to know who I am. And you got a very short-minded view of reality. And I get it. People want to live their truths. But that's something, like I said, that's something that they can go with. Like, you could have a bunch of them represented with like the X-Men or the Inhumans or even just regular superheroes, the Justice League. You could have them represented. Are people going to be mad that they are? Yeah. But when aren't people mad? You tell me a time when people aren't mad at shit that other people do. And I'll show you a liar. I'll show you a liar. You do know there was a time when people got mad because other colored skinned people are going to school with them. Look at it now. People got furious because other colors were playing sports with them. Look at sports now. Let them be mad. Because at the end of the day, it's going to make something great. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make something great. You can't be afraid to piss people off. Yo, Bill Cosby said this. I don't know the secret to success, but I know the secret to failure, and that's trying to please everyone. You got to do what you got to do and just let people be mad. Look at us being mad at She-Hulk, right? For whatever reason, we're mad at her. We're mad at the TV show She-Hulk. They get a season 2. That could be the greatest shit we ever seen. They did what they did. We was mad. But if they do what they do and they keep going, it could be the greatest shit we've ever seen. Some of the great, some of the greatest heroes we could see could be LGBTQ. It doesn't, like, I personally do not care who you are fucking. I don't care who you fucking, who you think you are, who you feel like. Do you, boo-boo? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and look at the Green Lantern and go, oh, well, he's gay. I can't read that. Like, no. If he's a good character, it don't matter if he's gay, bisexual, trisexual, multisexual, multicolored, multifaceted, independent, redependent, ultraviolet. I don't give a shit. You give me a good show with that, and I don't care. Look at Will and Grace. Everybody loved Will and Grace, and that was look at that. You know what that was? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They also use that fake outrage to hide what's really happening. There's a lot of masks nowadays. I swear to God, bro, I would always live by the moniker: believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Oh, believe half of what you hear and none of what you're seeing, or some shit like that. Oh yeah, half of what you see and none of what you hear. I believe that. So that whole shit, until it happens, I don't believe it. And now the people who do the graphic designs and the CGI and all that other stuff for Marvel don't want to work for Marvel because of how they were treated. Like they were overworked and underpaid, and had to work like 19-hour shifts with no off days for months. And like that's crazy. And I don't blame them. But at the end of the day, we suffer for it as fans. And sometimes we gotta take the brunt of the assault. We gotta take the brunt of the force, because it's not gonna hurt them. Hold on, give me a second. Let me blow my nose real quick. Because at the end of the day, if they turn around and they go, yo, we're never gonna do no shit for Marvel again, they're gonna go on and do other things, and we're all gonna be like, damn, that was the end of Marvel. And yeah, they should have never did as much as they did, but they were trying to get so much stuff out. Like there's two sides to every story, and you could justify either one of them. And I'm not here to justify either one of the sides. But at the end of the day, we lose out on seeing something we wanted to see progress, where the graphic designers go on to other projects and they get better treatment, and hopefully they do. And then Disney and Marvel were like, oh, well, we'll do something else. You know? Because it's all about making money now, so they can give a fuck. They honestly can give a fuck what we care about. Just like the whole D&D shit. They give a fuck what y'all care about. They trying to make money. They made $1 billion last year. They need to make $2 billion this year. Because $1 billion ain't enough. They're gonna have to start firing people because $1 billion ain't enough. But yeah, we said Cabs will be here later. I know we're definitely gonna talk about The Last of Us. Have y'all seen The Last of Us on HBO Max? It came out on Sunday. I have never played the video game because it was a PlayStation game. I was an Xbox dude. So I want to hear what the video game is about and how similar the first episode is to the video game from Cabs, because I know Cabs is a big video game head. So we'll see if we get that information tonight from Cabs. I also want to hear about what he thinks about Kang and what's gonna happen to the future of the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, because he wasn't here last week, and it was me and Cap talking about it. Which I think that story could be so compelling. Now we don't even know if he's traveling the time to find a cure for his wife or some shit. We don't know. It could just be solely he's going after to control time. But that story can be so compelling. And I want to know who that fucking beacon was from Shang-Chi. Do you think that is Bing Fang Foom? The alien dragon? Do you think it's them? And do you think that they're going to talk about it in the Marvels? Because, yo, not for nothing. If you hear that and a beacon goes off and it's Fing Fang Foom or Shang-Chi happened around the same time as Miss Marvel, which I doubt. I gotta get it. I gotta get it verified. But this is me pie in the sky. Pie in the sky. I don't know when the timeline is, but if Miss Marvel happened at the same time as Shang-Chi and she caused that blip that happened and they thought it was Shang-Chi who did it. And now Miss Marvel got suctioned out. No, yeah, Miss Marvel got suctioned out into space by Fing Fang Foom. That's some crazy shit right there. I know they're saying that her gauntlet is probably from Adam Warlock. And what's going on, Leon the King? It's probably from Adam Warlock, and there's supposed to be two, and they're looking for another gauntlet. And maybe the 10 bracelets make up some form of the gauntlet or some shit like that. That'd be dope also, but then we're going to have to hear that in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which that looks like it's going to be an end game level type shit where this is going to be the end for a lot of characters. Yeah, man. R.I.P. to Jay Briscoe. I don't know if you heard from what I'm hearing that it was a car accident. That he it was a car accident. Him and another person died in that car accident. It's crazy. We're 17 days into the year and already this is starting off crazy. This reminds me a little bit of when Kobe passed. It's like, damn, son, we just started this shit already. Him and his two daughters fighting for their lives right now. Wait a minute. I thought it was him and his friend. I didn't know it was him and his two daughters. I'm not up to date with what's happening. Uh Everybody's saying he passed. But I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know the whole story of it. But everybody's talking about their condolences for him now. See, before when it was just like one or two people, I'm like, yo, because sometimes they say it early, they do it prematurely, and you doubt the validity of some of these tweets, but then when you see so many of them, it's like, damn. I didn't know him and his daughters were in the accident. Shit. Where'd you get did you get that from TMZ or something? Some weird reason. TMZ seems to be the place to go when you want to find out, when you want to confirm someone's dead or someone got hurt. I don't think oh yeah, TMZ says it. Jay Briscoe, pro wrestler star, dead at 38. Ring of Honor. Shit. Uh, Team history. Tag team partner. Okay. Pro Wrestling Insider Dave Meltzer reported that wrestling vet was involved in a car accident in Delaware. Current correction on location, Jay Briscoe accident. It was Lauren, Delaware, not Maryland. Shit. That's crazy. Okay. Oh wait, from what I ready from news coming out of the scene was that a child was also involved in the accident. Anyone hearing anything else about this? 2 children hospitalized. Jesus. Shit. Yeah, I didn't know about his kids. What's going on, Big Food? Tantalizing Tony. Other country. Yeah. Chilling, Big Food. I'm chilling, man. We just out here shooting the shit on what I was expecting, or what not what I'm expecting, but what I'm hoping, or giving out the idea of possibility shit to happen for the comic book industry. But yeah, man, damn, that sucks. I didn't know his kids his 2 daughters were in the car with him. Hopefully they pull through it. It's not as bad for them, but damn, that sucks. That's a major blow to the wrestling industry. They had crazy matches with FTR, Young Bucks. A lot of people wanted to see them in AEW and WWE. I know they were too they were too non PG. They were too rated R for WWE, but it still would have been dope to see them in there, doing something, maybe one thing or two. 'Cause, they kind of like us. We like to curse and shit. Damn. That's crazy. But yeah, going back to the Miss Marvel theory, like, is it Adam Warlock's gauntlets, or is it Fing Fang Foom? Is it gonna be shown in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because that has to deal with space? Maybe they can relate it to the Marvels movie. I don't know when the Marvels movie's coming out. Johnny Ace told them they weren't attractive enough. Jesus Christ, Daniel. They would have been good in the root. Yeah, they definitely would have. What you up to this day? Nothing, man. Just working. We talking about comics. I'm stalling for when Cabs comes on. I don't know if y'all saw any. I don't know if y'all saw The Last of Us. I know Cabs wants to talk about that. Is Marvel currently shooting the next Spider-Man installment with Tom Holland? I don't know. I'm hearing things where he's not going to be Spider-Man for a while, or they're doing another Spider-Man movie. Then they're talking about Andrew Garfunkel coming doing another Spider-Man movie. Let me see. Is there going to be another? Let's see. The first Spider-Man movie since No Way Home was released in 2003, making the first of many upcoming MCU and Sonyverse. While Spider-Man No Way Home had concluded Tom Holland's Homecoming trilogy, there are several upcoming Spider-Man movies in 2023 and 2024 and beyond. All right, so they might be talking about the Into the Spider-Verse, but Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse. Craven the Hunter, that's a Spider-Man movie, I guess. But that's from Sony, so that's gonna suck. El Muerto? Who the fuck is this? Marvel will see its first Latino character to lead their own film with the next new Spider-Man movie, El Muerto, starring Grammy-winning artist Bad Bunny, or Bad Bunny, as the titular anti-hero. It's based on the comic book figure of the same name who power as a luchador are passed down generationally, but can only be attained by defeating the family oppressor El Dorado. What? They're making that? Is that an MCU movie or is that Sony? Is that? I don't know if that sounds. What do y'all think about that shit? Bad Bunny's gonna play a luchador that gets his powers from defeating the family oppressor? Mario will be hitting. El Muerto will be hitting the theaters in January 12th, 2024. I don't know if I'm excited for that shit or not. Like, I don't even know. It'll be tied in the John Watts Spider-Man trilogy, but remains to be seen. Who the fuck is John Watts? Then there's a Madam Web movie coming out 2024. Madam Web can give Sony a bigger multiverse story than No Way Home. The Sinister Six is to be determined. I guess these are all Sony movies. Then there's a Venom 3 to be determined. Sony announced a third installment that will be produced by. Installment would be produced for Eddie Brock, considering Venom / Eddie Brock was featured in the mid-credits scenes of Spider-Man No Way Home. The MCU seems to be setting up the character's introduction following that the Be Carnage Venom star Tom Hardy confirmed back in 2000 he signed off of 3 Venom movies while hinting that the next new Spider-Man movie will be included in the multiverse. A major theme for the MCU Phase 4. Yo, none of this shit looks appealing to me. Spider-Man 4-6 to be determined. What? How do you get Spider-Man 4-6? Completed by John Watts trilogy. Okay, so John Watts is the guy who made the MCU Spider-Mans. There's gonna be another Spider-Man? Well, wait, so that means that the Bad Bunny one is gonna be in the MCU. Do we need that? Do y'all need that? What do I think about Andrew Tate? I think he's a guy who does stupid shit because he had money. Let's put it this way. He's an idiot that says things that people need to hear sometimes. But it doesn't take away the fact that he's fucked up also. Think about this, bro. I'm not saying he's Hitler, but Hitler said some shit that convinced people to follow him. So not all people who say good things for people are good people. You know? But let's see what happens. If he gets convicted or not. Too bad Marvel and DC weren't friends. Superman could have reversed time and stopped Thanos from getting any of the gauntlets. Doctor Strange could have did that with his time stone. Cap said he's going to be on in 10 minutes. That was 2 minutes ago? so I can stop boring y'all and we can get into the nitty gritty. Gonna have the pass on the Bad Bunny. Yeah, right. It might be decent. You excited for the Spider-Man movie? Is a cartoon one. Oh, the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm good. I'm tired of franchises being milked so hard, right? What you think? You excited for the Spider-Man movie? The Beyond the Spider-Verse. I've seen the Spider-Verse cartoon movie once. I got it in my crib. I got to see it again. I thought it was. I liked it. I liked it. To see part two, I'm. To me, the Spider-Man movies are side movies, if that makes sense. Because it's like Sony, and then this one. This is the argument I made up with the new DC shit, where this guy directing the new DC movies. It's like there's so many Batmans, there's so many of this one, there's so many of that one. It was like at one point you're gonna just like get over it. And there's so many Spider-Mans, and I love Spider-Man in the MCU, but if they're gonna keep doing these Sony shits and then another Spider-Man, but in the Sony universe, and it's a different Spider-Man than what I'm getting, at one point it's gonna be like, all right, whoop these shit. You know what I'm saying? Like whoop these shit, another Spider-Man movie. You know, like I like, if you're gonna put it in this, then have everything in this. But we don't need to see a fucking Spider Universe in this shit. For that, make Disney Plus fucking shows with the. I'd rather watch Spider Disneyverse shows on the Disney Plus channel than watch 18 fucking Spider-Man movies that are all gonna fucking suck. Because I know people saying that the Venom movie wasn't that bad and the Carnage movie was but I didn't watch none of them, and I'm pretty sure they sucked based off of the fact that Sony doesn't know shit about the Spider-Man fucking series comic any fucking way. And it's in the first fucking 30 minutes of Civil War, they made Spider-Man better again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, what's going on here? You fucked up Venom. The minute I heard, I was watching the bootleg of Venom. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching the bootleg of Venom with Krills. Krills already seen the movie. He's like, yo, you gotta watch it. I heard symbiote and said, turn this shit off. I'm not watching it. They call it symbiote a symbiote. And I said, nah, I'm done. That was the final straw. That was the first and last straw that I can give you, sir. I'm not gonna stand for this shit. How about the Ant-Man movie? Yo, the Ant-Man movie is supposed to be the start of all this new shit that's happening in the MCU. With Kang being in it, and we already pied in the sky everything that we thought was coming with Kang. So I'm excited. I might be a little bit over too excited for Ant-Man. And it might just be one of those, well, Kang was in it, but they're not really moving along the needle. Or it could be everything we thought it would. You know? It could be everything we thought it would. So let's see. Let's see. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I mean, yo, shit. You make a Spider-Man cartoon or TV show with Spider-Man and all these characters in it. I think that would be dope. I'm all for TV shows that have the Spider-Man universe in it, or the characters universe. Like the Netflix shows that had Punish, like it all sparked from Daredevil, and then you got Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones and Punisher off of them. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. And if you want to tie it in the MCU somehow, that's fine with me. Tell the original stories, tell the stories you want to tell, and then just be like, yo, look, he's in there too. You know, in a movie or some shit, just have him in there. You reference, you know, it doesn't matter. Because the world is so big, not everything has to directly correlate, but you could just be like, yo, it's in there. So if we need them, we can use them. I'm all for that. You want to do that with Spider-Man? You want to do that with X-Men? You want to do that with the Justice League, or with Batman, or Nightwing? You know what I'm saying? The Flash that coincides with the comics and everything that y'all want to tell us is a story. Beautiful. I'm with it. Let's go. But if you want to make movies from like the MCU, everything that the MCU now is gonna take a turn and everything's gonna be about Spider-Man, it's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now we're gonna have Spider-Man characters in the MCU and then Sony characters that are not in the MCU. And we gotta watch all these. Now it's like, wait a minute. That Venom is in the MCU, but they're probably gonna change him. Because how does Eddie Brock fit in the MCU if he is not Tom Hardy? Right? So now what? That Venom is gonna seek out Tom Hardy in this universe of 161 and corrupt that Eddie Brock? Are we gonna see Peter Parker as the photographer's Peter Parker, and he's gonna be taking Eddie Brock's job? And like in the beginning of the movie where he's taking pictures of Spider-Man and Eddie Brock can't get pictures of Spider-Man, and then they're like, oh well, Eddie, you can't work here no more, or Eddie's jealous of Peter Parker, and the symbiote knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, so he goes and corrupts Eddie Brock because that was his host before, and now there's a new Eddie Brock going after Spider-Man because, like, is that how we're gonna do it? Because wasn't Flash Thompson also one of the Venoms? Is that how we're gonna do it? Are we gonna get away from Zendaya and Fred? Like, are we gonna move away from them and it's just gonna be a Spider-Man? And we're gonna get not MJ, but maybe the original girlfriend. What's going on? Cabs is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
You are on time.
On Showtime.
Yes, you are fashionably on time.
Yeah, I didn't even take off my shit. It's a little chilly in Miami today.
I hear you.
To be honest though, like it's like perfect weather for me.
Yeah.
I just, you know me, you know us. Any excuse to put on the hoodie.
Yeah, no, your word. I hear you. I'd rather hoodie than a jacket.
Yes, same, bro. Facts. Anything to put on the hoodie. Damn, you've been holding on the Fort Dolo today?
Yeah, man. Yo, I've been going everywhere. I described the thing in Colossus. Then I went into, I want them to make cartoon versions of the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I can see them because I'm not a reader. Then I got into the whole shit. I got in the whole D&D shit. And because, you know, they're fucking up, apparently. You know, they want to charge people to play shit that they can play for free. And
talk to me about that.
So they have an open gaming license where people can use their rules and everything and make up their own characters and their own lands and everything like that. So if we were to stream it, it's an open gaming license, you know, that. So now they want to be like, well, you have to, if you want to play this game and make up your own stories, you got to pay for like online shit. And if you were to make money,
Cap is pissed.
Yeah, if you want to make money off of it, then you got to pay us 20% after a certain amount of money that you make. Yeah.
You know whose fault is this? You know whose fault it is? Stranger Things. Nobody gave a fuck about D&D other than D&D players before Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things made like D&D more accessible, you know?
Yeah.
100%. Everybody want to play D&D now, and D&D's like, wait, hold on now.
Yep.
Can we get a piece? I don't know. It's hard to police that.
Yeah, and you know what the thing was? My suggestion. I don't know the whole story, but I know that they want to charge $30 for certain things, right? And my thing is this: give value to the website. So let's say you want to turn around and be like, all right, you guys, we're gonna charge you to do these things, but as an addition to you being able to do these, you're going to get access to other content creators streaming D&D games, professional D&D players.
Sure.
doing
Like-
our campaigns.
Like make us some like shit that we could use online to like represent like a
Yeah.
moving battle or hey.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like videos on demand, live streams, live
Sure.
things. Give worth to my money other than you are now paying for something you get for free.
Yeah,
No.
facts. Because
No.
I could play D&D in the crib.
Yeah, like I can print out the form from Google and you would never know the difference.
I think, yeah, and then there's gonna be B&B. Someone's gonna make some other shit.
Yeah,
This one you can play for free.
Yeah.
Let's B&B, bitches and boats.
That's it.
It just happened right here. Bitches and boats.
That's it.
What's up, chat? Chat, I'm sorry for derailing everything. I was set to come. My schedule's fine now, but my son had a baseball game today. We kicked ass. We won 10-1.
Nice. Hey, at least you won.
Yeah,
you came in here a winner.
Yeah.
We don't accept that losing shit here.
Facts. What I'm losing at is my haircut, bro. I've been, yeah, whatever. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. But yo, I'm happy here. I wanted to talk to you about Kang because me and Kat pied in the sky a lot of shit last week with Kang. So I don't know what your pie in the sky theories is for this,
bro.
Kang.
I haven't even had time to think about anything, but I'm trying to do a toe and just stay away.
I hear you.
We just bought tickets today. I'm staying away. I saw that first initial trailer.
Yeah.
Of Kang. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
The first trailer where he's like, Ant-Man, haven't I killed you before?
Yeah.
I haven't watched shit after that. No breakdowns, no nothing. I don't want to hear anything. I know Van Dyne is up to some shit. I don't trust Michelle Pfeiffer. Ever since Coolio died, I don't trust her.
Your word.
You know what I mean?
Word.
I don't trust her anymore, so something's going on there. But what y'all pieing about?
Yo, just like if this is the only Kang that's out there, you know, like if he's trying to make a machine to control the time thing again, if he's the one that you know had the statue after Loki, you know, fucked up everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this, you know, it's just one of those, like, how many Kangs are out there? And if it's just one Kang, is he in different times fucking shit up?
Constant Kang.
Yeah. So it's like a pie in the sky shit like that. I was also talking to the chat
I like that theory. Not to cut you off, theory, but it's like that's kind of how the MCU has always portrayed time. Just multiple streams going at once, tied in together, so it would make sense.
Yeah, and Cap made up the idea that he probably needs Ant-Man to steal something for him.
He needs help for sure.
He needs help.
He got to get back home, or he lost the battle, and like maybe he's trying to prevent that. Like Kang he needs a favor right now for sure. that much I can tell from everything I've seen.
Word. And if that was the Kang that this girl was working with, you know, from the TVA, because maybe she was with that Kang and not the Kang that Loki and Sylvie went to see.
Oh, well, yeah. This isn't He Who Remains.
Yeah. I know that's it's not the one who's left, but the girl who worked for the one who's left might have been talking to that Kang.
She's coming back.
Yeah, she's doing something.
Owen Wilson's little thing. You talk about her, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's up to something. We're gonna see her.
Yeah, definitely. She knows a little bit too much.
I just got excited, bro. God,
yeah, yo, dude. I was telling him I might be a little bit too excited for this.
I've been excited. Remember, I think we called it here. We were like, yo, the MCU goes back into shape, back into the timeline with this movie. It kind of happened with Wakanda Forever, but, you know, Cap makes a good point where he's like, Wakanda Forever is kind of like its own little contained thing because of everything that happened. So, like, we're back on track with Ant-Man. And I love how, you know, Thor was the butt of every joke for Thor 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then Ragnarok, in a weird way, kind of went front and center because, Infinity War happened literally right after that, you know?
Yep.
So it's funny how they take these low tier MCU movies and make them so important. Same thing with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange 1 was like, it was a great movie, but it was like, you know, he had his own thing going. But then part 2, here we're on the multiverse. Thor, they did it. Now Ant-Man. Ant-Man was the palate cleanser. Now Ant-Man's like the fate of the world like hangs in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yo, the Scott Lang glow up. I'm here for it.
Yeah. It's crazy because Ant-Man is kind of like the one that's left out of all of the.
He really is the only one that's left.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's crazy. Out of the originals, or just, you know, the second phase of the originals. You know?
Is Doctor Strange gonna pop up? Because Doctor Strange is jumping multiverses. Last we left him, he was with Homegirl.
Yeah.
He's in there somewhere.
So I made almost like an epiphany moment. I had an epiphany moment talking about
That's how we say it.
All these, talking about all these characters, and I was like, "Yo, Doctor Doom. Originally, his father was a scientist, his mother was a witch.
Mm-hmm.
So he learned magic and science, and he tried to put them together. The devil stole his mother's soul, and he was trying to become the Sorcerer Supreme to kill the devil to get his soul, to get his mother's soul back. Now, imagine if the incursion that Doctor Strange needs to go stop is Doctor fucking Doom trying to open up a portal to the devil to get his mother's soul back.
Damn, I've been trying not to hype myself up, but when you have a movie about the quantum realm and the way you could jump in and out of time from the quantum realm, how do you not get excited and start to theorize, you know?
Right?
How's it? It's stop us, chat.
Yeah. Yo, I honestly think that would be the dopest way to bring in Doctor Doom.
Hell yeah.
And if you stick to the story where he shows his origin, he went to college with Ben Grimm and Reed Richards.
Uh-huh. Now, so we'll show him early. So we're not showing Latveria, or are we getting like, okay, do we have an established Doctor Doom?
Yeah.
Who's been in Latveria the whole time, and we learned a little bit about him, and he just shows up with everything that's happening. Like, he's already established.
I think like he got the suit, he got the powers and everything, and he's trying to save his mom. And then when that whole thing concludes, that's when he sets his thing to, y'all motherfuckers are worthless. You need a ruler, and then he'll go to Latveria.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, I was like, yo, I'm spitting out some shit, and ain't nobody here to hear but the chat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I started off this podcast saying I don't know as much as comics as y'all, so I'm gonna try to figure out some shit that I know and talk to y'all about, and then boom, I come in with a way to fucking bring Dr. Doom in.
But you always do that though. You be having your pie. Yo, watch the Wakanda Forever episode that we did before Wakanda Forever came out when we were theorizing.
Yeah,
you called a lot of that shit. I was like, yo, that was doing the Leo, the DiCaprio meme. Like every time, bro, you called a lot of that shit. I was like, damn. So I'm saying we be theorizing here, bro.
Word.
We be theorizing.
So right when you walked in, I was talking to them about the Spider-Man. Because apparently there's going to be another Spider-Man movie with Venom in it for the MCU. So I'm sitting here going, what's going on, Anthony? So I'm sitting here going, no, Thor's not dead in the MCU. So I'm sitting here going, yo, how would the symbiote work in the Spider-Man movie? Now, let's say we get rid of Zendaya and Fred or whatever his best friend name is, Ned, and he's now the Peter Parker we know. He's taking pictures of Spider-Man. He's trying to make a little money that he can. And Eddie Brock is also a reporter.
Yeah.
And he's trying to take pictures of Spider-Man also. But this new guy comes in, Peter Parker, that no one knows who the fuck he is. He just comes in with pictures of Spider-Man. Now Eddie Brock is jealous. The symbiote only recognizes Eddie Brock because that was his original host. He goes after Eddie Brock, and the symbiote knows Peter Parker and hates Peter Parker from the other universe.
So we're doing symbiote. So the symbiote hits Eddie first?
Yeah, because remember the symbiote was left over after Multiverse of Madness.
So instead of going to find Peter, it finds Eddie and just skips Peter's black suit arc.
Yeah, like it's trying to find its host again because it has that bond that it thinks it has with this Eddie Brock. So it goes after Eddie Brock and it feeds off of the hatred for Peter Parker, and that's how this one would relate. And it could be a different Eddie Brock, so it wouldn't be the same buffoon that we got from the other universe. And it could be like, all right, this is the Venom that we know from the comics hating Spider-Man in a legitimate way.
I like it. I'll say this though. I think I like it. I think they're saving Black Spider-Man for later on. With everything that happens incursion wise, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna go the route of the Beyonder and Battle World and all of that shit in Secret Wars, but he was a big part of it. Black Spidey was a big part of that shit.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole run about it. So maybe they save it, but I mean, it's the MCU, they be doing shit.
Yeah.
I hear you though. I need to know what's going on with Spider-Man. I think Kevin Feige is setting up Null of King symbiotes. I mean, that might be a little crazy. The symbiote saga, I agree they are waiting. They are waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're gonna do Beyonder or if Doom is Beyonder, but Black Spidey is a big part of that shit. So
yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
Yo, I bring the idea of actually taking these comic books and turning them into cartoons for like Disney Plus, where there's an adult undertone. There's actually fight. Whatever happened in the comics happens in the cartoon, and I think that would be perfect because it doesn't have to necessarily tie into the MCU.
Yeah,
but it definitely would bring a base. Because when you introduce a new character like Kamala Khan, and you're watching the cartoon of how she became an Inhuman, and you got like, oh wait, I know this character, and now it's like, oh okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I liked her in this. Now I like what they're doing with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like the idea of like, imagine, okay, no, because now you got me thinking. So the symbiote and look, we black suit today. The symbiote completely skips Peter and just goes straight to Eddie.
Yeah.
And then when Eddie rips it off, or when Spider-Man helps him rip it off, like a better version of the symbiote is left over. So it's like it's Black Spidey with all the powers, but maybe he's not an asshole and just like doing cool shit. Something like that. Maybe you just reverse it a little bit like that. Yeah. I'm down for that shit.
Yo, it could be a way that Peter Parker and Doc Ock or Osborn figure out a way to control the symbiote and have it in like a capsule or some shit that when he needs it, it can go off.
Yeah. Yo, control of the symbiote will be crazy. And like, oh man, the whole Venom thing. So we're making an MCU Venom movie. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, from what it's to be determined, but the new Spider-Man is supposed to have Venom in it.
So we're scrapping the Sony shit?
Or from what I'm hearing, universe? Madam Web is in the Sony shit. So I think there could be a Venom Sony shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can open that shit up.
You know what, Anthony? It's a great question, and I'm gonna cheat. They might do it. They might go that route in the Marvels, but Blue Marvel is probably the guy. It's just absolutely too strong. You can't make a Superman movie work that well. Can you imagine, Blue Marvel?
Yo.
Although I'm kind of cheating because I've been hearing some rumors. Like, people talk about Blue Marvel, and I'm like, where would you fit in Blue Marvel? But like, and Anthony, that's exactly my point as to why I don't want the Beyonder. Because like, all right, there's multiple stories to the Beyonder, but let's get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. The Beyonder was a whole thing to reset MCU, reset Marvel and sell some toys. It's always toys. We talk about it every other time. So I feel like the Beyonder was just strong for no fucking reason. It was just, man. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that like Battle World and Secret Wars instead of Beyonder, I just hope it's Doom, man.
You know how I would introduce Blue Marvel?
How?
after all this stuff, right? When everything is going back to where it is, and we're like, all right, there's no more threats.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel comes landing on the planet, fucked up, being held like by the throat by some big dude. Because in Blue Marvel, he was fighting the other, like his boy that was caught in that cosmic radiation.
Yeah.
Have him come
from the negative zone.
Yeah. Have him come from wherever he's at and fuck up Miss Marvel. Was like, wait, that's our Omega level fucking hero.
We need somebody.
If he fucked up her,
yeah,
we got no chance.
Yeah.
And then you hear come on, Blue Marvel couldn't even beat me. And someone goes, wait, who the fuck is that? And we found out this whole time he's in hiding. The same way they kind of did in the comics. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be dope as, a way to introduce him.
Because that's how you do it. You take down the big boy.
Yeah.
You take down the one who helped us beat Thanos. You take her ass down.
Yep. And think about it. How did Thanos be introduced into the MCU? He fucked up the Hulk.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, let's
not start that, but
But listen to this though, because I was watching a video about the power of the Hulk, and it was talking about the MCU power of the Hulk, right? Think about this: the Hulk leaves planet Earth. He goes to Sakaar. He starts fucking up. Everybody there becomes a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who's it's not the Collector. Who's the guy that runs the planet? I for some reason I can't fucking remember.
The
Grandmaster. He starts seeing that the more powerful people are giving the Hulk a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts cheating the same way he did with Thor. So now the Hulk doesn't realize that he's not fighting to his full potential.
Mm-hmm.
All of his fights are fucking rigged.
Yeah.
So now he's not growing. And when Thor comes and Thor God levels on him, he didn't have the opportunity to get stronger to fight a God level Thor.
True.
Because it was ended so quickly. So when he fights Thanos, he's fighting Thanos at the same level he was fighting all those people that were rigged already. So he was nowhere near ready for Thanos.
Yeah.
If he fought Thanos from the Avengers 1 movie.
Oh, yeah.
He'd have mollywhopped Thanos.
It's a problem. Yeah, he was rusty.
Yeah. So it was actually a Hulk that was mind fucked by all these gimme fights that made him not ready for Thanos.
Okay.
And then with him getting mollywopped by Thanos, where he's thinking that he's the greatest warrior there is and the strongest there is, and he gets fucked up, it fucks with his mind. And he already said to the other Avengers, fuck yeah, I'm not you're not gonna use me as just a brute because you only like me when I smash shit. So it's, damn, I couldn't beat this fucking guy. Yeah. Everything that I just did was a lie, and then y'all motherfuckers only want me for one thing. Fuck y'all.
That should have been Thor Ragnarok. That movie right there.
Yeah.
That's what Thor Ragnarok should have been.
Yep. We could have called it Planet Hulk. Yeah.
It's almost like you had something to reference.
Yeah.
Anthony says, when do you guys think we're going to see the Berserker Thor? No, we're not seeing Berserker Thor.
Nah.
Unless it's like a complete rewipe, like after Secret Wars, that they do like just the whole rewipe, and then you see X-Men over there and X-Force over here, and Young Avengers over there, or maybe West Coast Avengers. I don't know if we'll see that, but I do like the whole thing. For me, I think the guy got introduced to a Falcon and Winter Soldier might end up being who is Adam Basher, Blue Marvel. So you think it's somebody from like Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Oh wait, you're talking about not the Black Captain Marvel.
Who you talking about here? Who got introduced in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Because the dude in the house was the Patriot, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. The little kid.
Yeah, the little kid, and then his grandfather was the first
OG Captain America.
Yeah,
or Black
he was
Captain
one of
America.
He was the one of them that they tested the syphilis on, and it was the super soldier serum.
You think Isaiah Bradley? I mean,
there you go, Isaiah Bradley.
I mean,
I wouldn't do that.
I would be a little upset at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that
because I feel like, I mean, I get it. if there's any like black character that we've seen already
Yeah.
that can do that, or maybe like something happens to Isaiah, he gets back out there and he's like exposed to something and it brings up the Blue Marvel power in him. Maybe, but I want to see how his story works out with like, you know, Falcon and when, I would like to see that.
I would keep them separated. But one thing you're forgetting, Anthony, Blue Marvel was a fucking like genius level,
mega level scientist. Yeah.
So if we're gonna see somebody, why wouldn't it be somebody from when they went back in time and they were on the thing and all those scientists were there? Maybe he's somebody that walked past.
Like
and
you don't gotta,
realize, you
don't gotta bring up the whole negative and positive zone that he can like control. You don't gotta bring that, but like dude's a scientist, super smart. Like he probably went out or whatever's going to happen to him, or like in this MCU version, whatever's going to happen to him is gonna be like in a lab. Feel me? Like I know that's played out, but so basically the quantum realm, and that's when we get introduced to the. So it's funny you asked about the strongest characters and how will we do that? You know, Reed Richards, a kid. You know, kid's a menace. A little too strong.
Yeah. I mean,
little Frankie boy, Franklin, right?
Yeah, Franklin Richard. Yeah, maybe he's the one that fucks up Miss Marvel, and that's how you get Blue Marvel.
Maybe, and like in the quantum realm, are we gonna see a different time where Chris Evans is? You know, we're gonna get those Fantastic Four, kind of like what they did with John Krasinski, because he's not gonna. I don't think like he's done. He's not gonna do that shit again. That was just an 838 troll, which at first I was upset about. But I'm like, I love now. Like I moved on from that. So like maybe we see some shit like that, and we're gonna get a lot of stuff. We're gonna get like Fantastic Four is coming.
Yo, and it's about fucking time.
I mean, yeah, we already got this kid. Fantastic Four is coming. So you thinking, oh man, this guy, damn Anthony. Anthony kind of blew my brain a little bit.
Where Reed Richards is working with Blue Marvel?
Wait, you talking about Sentry, you know, the Canadian guy, the Canadian Captain America. That's another one of those strong characters that is like a little too powerful.
Isn't Sentry the Superman?
No, Sentry is like this golden hair. I mean, well, Century or Sentry? That's what I'm asking. Did you mean to write Century or Sentry? Sentry? Because that's a totally different character. Okay. Gotcha. I thought you meant Sentry. My fault. But I don't know, man. There's a lot going on here. There's a
lot of pies in the sky.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know, man. I really want Blue Marvel to just kind of... He needs to be in the Marvels.
Yeah, it would be dope if he was like with Sword.
And to be honest, like, we're so deep into the MCU. Nah, you're good. That was my bad. We're so deep into the MCU that I'm okay with just... If we get the... Okay, so Blue Marvel, he was too strong. He was not the hero that America was looking for in such a racially motivated and fueled time.
Yeah.
So they sent him out. I'm okay with him already being up there somewhere and him just pulling up. I'm okay with that. And then just put him in the Marvels to run that team with Carol, Monica, Kamala, and America. I'm just run that team.
So you know, part of his origin story, part of his story is that he did go live in the moon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they sent him over there. Like, yo, bro, you can't be around here. People saw that you black, and this is not what we need right now.
He was living in the moon. Then he ran into the Inhumans, and he was like, "Yo, y'all motherfuckers are doing the same shit." Because it was like the Inhumans, and then the regular people was like, yo, y'all motherfuckers are doing the same shit. Because it was like some were yellow, some were pink and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, yo, he hated humanity. And then that's when the Watcher had to tell him, like, yo, bro, you're the only one that can save him right now.
Yeah, you gotta go.
The existence is gonna end if you don't do something.
So I'm okay with just bringing him down. I'm okay. Right at that point, we could just bring him down and just put him in the Marvels.
Yeah.
The Marvels needs anything it could get right now.
So my question for the Marvels is because we saw Miss Marvel, get transferred to wherever she's going. Now here's the thing though. Did she get beamed to Fin Fang Foom? Because of the gauntlet, or was she transported to Adam Warlock?
So she's up there in space 100%. But then, like, I don't know if it's what if like they get a hit on, like, so you see at the end of Shang-Chi, where they're looking into, maybe they get a hit on it. Maybe they find it and they send a beacon and everything is activated. Right? And like that's what makes them like shift into each other. Like the 10 rings is the 10 rings. It's gonna be linked somehow. I don't know if that's gonna send them over to Fin Fang Foom, whatever, but we're gonna get that connection.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that connection.
I kind of want to see that connection because there's a lot of shit that hasn't been answered yet. I even want to know how the Eternals are gonna be linked.
Look at it right there. Like the Eternals are gonna have to fight Hyperion in them. Hyperion, Gladiator, Sentry. That's how you do it in Loki. You bring in all of the Eternals, Celestials, and you just make a big battle. You see, Anthony, that's who I was gonna say Sentry. Sentry is too strong. Gladiator is too strong.
Yeah.
I don't know how you pull that off. That whole crew is vicious. Nah, I don't know how you pull that off. They're way too OP. Especially Gladiator. And, Sentry himself, too. Nah, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You can't bring that up. I mean, we'll see. And, like, where did you see that they were going to introduce Hyperion? Oh, you're asking if we think that they'll introduce him. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We got too much spacey stuff going on right now with Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
With the Guardians, with the Marvels. I'm hearing Blue Marvel rumors out there. Where do they even fit in, I like how you're thinking.
Yeah.
I think we're all Gladiator fans here.
Yeah.
We're all Gladiator fans here. That's for damn sure.
Because that was in the animated series, the X-Men, when Juggernaut punched him and he just stood there like, what?
Yeah,
and then threw him?
Uh-huh.
Yo, because I found out the power of the Juggernaut. That don't happen.
That don't happen.
That don't happen.
Helmet on? That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
According to rumor from CBR and Cosmic Circus for Eternals, I wanted to do Sentry, and he might start out as a team member for the Eternals. Oh, shit.
What, as Icarus? Like an Icarus version of him? Because Icarus was pretty much Superman.
So someone to take over.
Yeah, because remember, there's so many different versions of him.
Uh-huh.
It could be that Icarus like evolves into the void and he turns into the...
Well, I mean, because, we didn't see him die. I mean, he flew close to the sun. Yeah. But, like, what happened when he got close to the sun? Some shit might have gone down.
True.
And now he's too overpowered, and we need Sentry. We need Gladiator to pull up. All right, but does Gladiator show up in an X-Men property or some Avengers shit, or an Avengers, or in an Avengers? I would like him show up in an X-Men property. But then what happens then is that we have to wait too long to see it.
Yeah, because we're going to need the Phoenix Force with that. Lalandra and all those other people.
Yeah, facts. Nova and Adam Warlock fall into this. You about to see soon.
Yeah. Well, Adam Warlock is gonna be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, right?
Yeah, that's confirmed. You're
Yeah.
gonna see that soon. We will see Nova. Nova's pulling up. Now that Adam Warlock is like out there, everyone is like, and they've been rumored him back in the Guardians 2
Yeah.
at
With the Nova Corps.
the post-credit scene. He's coming soon. You're gonna see.
And isn't Nova like the last of his people?
He's important to the people. I don't know if he's the last of. I don't remember that.
Because
Probably.
they did say that Thanos wiped out Nova Corps.
Yeah, he's like the most important one.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's out there, you know.
Yeah.
And then we got Thanos' brother with the Eternals going to save these fucking people.
Fucking Star Fox.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on there? You think the Eternal? I mean, yeah, that's what I meant to say. I think the next Eternals movie is gonna rock your socks off.
I think so too. And yo, it's not a coincidence that right after they introduced Star Fox,
Leon, they gotta put Nova up there. She-Hulk. They gotta put Nova up there. Yeah, you see that? You see that?
And they got history.
And that's what I was saying. I'm like, hold on. You know, put Star Fox out there, and then all of a sudden throw She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy. And they already showed that She-Hulk can be vulnerable to that.
Oh yeah. She wants to be loved, and that's the thing. Like, it's not. That's why Star Fox gets in trouble, because it's not just that he's good looking. He's like, he messes with these people.
He's kind of like Mr. Purple or something.
Yeah. He messes with them to like him and like do his bidding, and that's how we could get some Daredevil stuff in there too.
Yep. I mean, it all connects, bro. It all fucking connects. The only thing that doesn't connect is a giant fucking head coming out of the fucking ocean.
Yo,
that's the only thing that doesn't connect.
Can they do Marvel Zombies in the next phase and resurrect the dead? I mean, for What If, maybe.
That should have happened
in
the multiverse of madness.
We should have seen a zombie universe for sure, at least for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, we saw paint dry.
Yeah. Why do they focus so much on the paint world?
I have no idea.
It's hard to eat there. Like, duh, your paint. Let me see, for you guys, for the next Halloween special presentation, who do you want? Yo, you see, Anthony, I've been said let's bring in Hannibal. Let's do it. Yo, like the Midnight Suns, bring in Ghost Rider. It's sad what we have with Blade. You know, we got to wait a little longer for Blade. What superhero Marvel Comics would you guys like to see his old standalone movie in his own universe? Ooh, that's a good question. Damn, that's a good question. I would, you know what? Cable.
Yeah.
Cable. Dark, gritty Cable. Bring in Bishop too if you want, just for like, you know, the reference, and just have them fucking like bounty hunting all over the fucking cosmos and shit. Just a nasty, like imagine like a Judge Dredd Cable.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
Led just shit his pants somewhere.
Yep.
He heard that and just said,
yep.
He bowel movement. He got so excited. Yeah, I do a Cable like that.
And just fillet Cyclops' father. Let's make a Cyclops' father's movie.
I didn't say it. Yo,
fucking all the aliens.
Yo, it's funny because Lad loves Cable and he hates Cyclops, so it's so funny. Marvel Zombies would be good and have them go to war with Young Avengers in a Young Avengers sequel. So would you want to see Marvel Zombies like live action though? I think they fit perfect animated, right?
Yeah,
they have that whole Marvel Zombie run. It's that new shit that shit came out like 10, 15 years ago. I haven't read it, but
Marvel Zombies is like a Disney Plus one off?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I know Disney Plus ain't gonna be gory and shit like that.
I don't. Yeah, man. I think they could be gory, and like we're gonna get some rated R stuff now that Deadpool's in, and we're gonna get it, and hopefully Blade. I think Blade is gonna be PG-13, 100%. But like we could get rated R, but I don't know if they want to do gore. And not only that, bro, and I don't understand. Like Leon, I'm with you, brother. Like for real, I'm right there with you. Like I enjoyed the zombie episode. I would like that though. Yo, it's funny you say that, Anthony, because my second one was gonna be Iceman, and I'll explain why. Give me a sec. What I was gonna say about zombies, if they do a zombie realistic movie, I still want the lightheartedness from the What If stuff. Where it's like not lighthearted, but it's like Peter, he's like, all right, this is how you survive the apocalypse. Blah, blah, blah. I really enjoyed that. The whole like high school, how to survive the apocalypse vibe to it. I really enjoyed that. So like if they do that, I want them to be goofy with it. So you know what happens when Marvel gets too cute, I get upset.
Would that be kind of like multiverse jumping, where that zombie is its own universe, and someone gets put there, and that's when you get the whole.
But that's how it is. That's how it is in the comics. That shit is that's off world. That's like Earth 6199 or some shit. Let me see. Now I'm interested in that. What is the Marvel zombie universe? Earth 2149. I was close.
Yeah, 2149.
Damn it! I said 614. I said something like that. I was close.
That'd be crazy.
That would. I mean, yeah, but that shit is like its own run. And bro, it has a really good run that I keep hearing tons of stories about. People are like, "Yo, don't put this away just because it's zombies. It's really good. It's well written." And I don't have time anymore for comics.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yo, one little fun fact that I learned about the Hulk today is that someone actually melted off his skin, his muscle fibers, and his skeleton, and I think either in a matter of minutes or a few days, that shit came back. Wow. He healed and went back to the fight. Jeez. Like that's how incredible his healing factor is.
That's why shit is impenetrable.
Yeah.
You know what? Look at that comment that Anthony said, right? So it's funny you say, honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Oh.
I would like to see in his own universe a Sabretooth not attached to Wolverine for his own standalone movie. Can I tell you who I rather take over Wolverine? Who would I take over Sabretooth? Omega Red.
Ooh.
Give me some Omega Red. Omega Red is a high mutant. He's high level.
Yeah.
And let me see everything. And look, Omega Red and Wolverine definitely went at it a few times. You could put Wolverine in it. I don't mind. But like
Colossus?
Yeah, but I would like an Omega Red standalone. Fuck yeah. Give me some Omega Red. Oh my God.
Almost like a World War II type fucking Russian Soviet shit.
That's what it is. Let's do some Chernobyl fucking Marvel shit.
Yeah.
But that would have to be dark and gritty.
Yo, imagine you have Omega Red, but it's like
Matt Reeves Omega Red.
Like other country heroes going after him. So like the Canadian Captain America's going after him.
Hell yeah.
The fucking, like a Japanese, like the fucking
hell yeah.
The Bruce Lee of whatever, like they're going after him and shit. That'd be fucking dope.
Give me some Omega fucking Red, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
These are the type of movies I would like to see outside of the MCU. Like they could be attached to them. So if you ever wanted to bring them back or have a history of like, yo, they tried this with another one, Omega Red. Like how the Edward Norton movie for the Hulk is technically now MCU, but it's just referenced.
But yeah. Like that's him.
It's not him, but we reference it. Yeah.
He's picking up the pieces.
Yeah.
So by the way, Leon said it's better as a live action. They can finally do a creative storyline than the same plot with them saving the universe for thousands. Yeah, I get it, but no, that's a fantastic point about the zombies. But just people are kind of sick of zombies. You know, The Last of Us is so like The Last of Us did well with the whole zombie shit because their zombies are based on a more plausible threat.
Yeah, the fungus.
The fungus. And I think to me, honestly, that's one of the when I first originally heard that that's the plot, I was like, that's cool. You guys are
Yeah.
putting a cool spin on zombies, a
Yeah.
believable spin. So, like in Rats, like, and we could go into Last of Us with the last 15 or something,
Yeah.
but like that shit is real. Like that shit makes aggressor rats. Like that shit is real, dude. So like it's a plausible situation. It probably will never happen like that because you know there's no monsters, but I don't think you see like fungus covered people, but aggressive people, absolutely. Some 28 days later shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm not down for it, but I can see it happening. That's what happens to the MCU to me. They're so involved in an interconnected universe. But, you know, I hear that. I completely understand. Maybe we can have a division that does that. But like this is what started Marvel. Like, why does everybody want them to just stop doing that? The whole interconnectivity thing is why we're here. And I know we've spoken about it here. Cap mentions it all the time. Like some people are saying, I saw a breakdown of Phase 4, and Phase 4 is not as bad as people make it out to be. Yeah. Phase 4 is better than like Phase 1 and 2, except the Marvel movies. I'm gonna except Marvel 1 at least. I'm gonna say that. But regardless of that, that's a whole nother thing. But like I read somebody say, "Oh, Phase 4 has been kind of lame. The only good thing about Spider-Man was that y'all were able to bring in the other Spider-Man. If it wasn't for that, then you don't have a movie." I'm like, bro, if it wasn't for the MCU, you don't have that movie. Like that's the bread and butter to be able to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't say that Spider-Man was only good because they did that. No, it's good because the MCU can do that. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Like, I don't understand the hate there. I don't understand
because not for nothing. Think about this. You don't have Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfunkel, but you have Spider-Gwen.
I would have been okay with that too, though.
You know, Spider-Gwen, Madam Web, someone else, Venom.
I would have been okay with that, but I mean, you need those two guys though.
I hear you, but just imagine they're like, yo, fuck it then. Yeah, we can't get them. We'll get somebody from other universes, other Spider-Man. Fucking Miles Morales.
Even a whisper of Miles.
And you can have Jamie Foxx.
Which they did. They did whisper Miles, yeah.
You can have Jamie Foxx be like, I knew you was black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love that. Well, I mean, we're going to get fucking into the multiverse too. They bring in every Spider-Man possible. They're going to have PS4 Spider-Man in there. On God, he's in there. PS4 Spider-Man is in Spider-Man Multiverses 2, whatever you want to call it. He's in there. The version of Spider-Man PS4 is in there. And I'm upset that Nick Cage isn't doing no War Spider-Man. That was one of my favorite parts of that entire movie. The way Nicolas Cage did Black Spider-Man, the noir dark Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's Nick Cage. He's not coming back for that role.
Oh, shit.
I'm very upset at that. I'm very upset. All right, we got some comments. Y'all never this active when the professionals is here.
Word, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all see the two rookies over here. Y'all like, you know what? Let's ask them the questions, and we gunning too.
Yep.
We smacking dingers over here.
Hell yeah.
I know. You know what though, Anthony? I would love some standalone flicks. So what I was telling you mentioned I think you mentioned Pyro or Human Torch. I would like a standalone Iceman movie because Iceman to me, like, he was like the way he was portrayed. He was going to school. He was a cool kid. Had a nice family. You know what I'm saying? I want to see his world. I want to see a movie, 2 hours, where Iceman's world is rocked upside down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's in the shower, he freezes the water, and it's just darkness ever since. I think that's what people like about these standalone movies. I don't think that you guys necessarily like the fact that they're standalone movies. I think that you like the fact that they can stay away from the MCU and be a little darker. That's what it is, bro. My opinion. Y'all just like that they can be dark. They can explore certain things that the MCU can't because of the brand that the MCU has built. And it's cool, I get that. But like, let's not forget that, the interconnectivity is the reason we're here. But yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. Let me see what every day we're saying the universe, saving the universe from an alien sci-fi but that's comics though, right?
Yeah,
that's comics. We're always saving the world from a intergalactic threat. That's comics.
Or a nuke or a fucking Russian fucking Hydra.
Yeah. But I hear you. Maybe let's try some zombies. I'm be honest with you, I would be very worried about that. I feel like initial reaction to that, people would just be out immediately. Like, oh my God, Marvel's pulling at everything now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it could be a very interesting plotline. Me personally, I would like it to be lighthearted though, like Zombieland.
Like it's start off lighthearted, but end crazy deep. Like I think the one thing that you would have to do in this movie, because zombies are undefeated.
Yeah.
You never seen any fucking rendition of a zombie movie where people fucking cured anybody or anything. They're undefeated. Like, you would have to be like the one dude makes the call. Like, the one that you don't even realize. Like, the Punisher's there and he's like, nah, we got this. We could survive this. We could do this. And like fucking Peter Parker's like, nah, man. Presses the button and the fucking planet explodes.
Oof. Imagine that you have someone like the Punisher being the ray of hope. And then you got Peter, the ray of hope, like, I'm ending this shit. Boom. We just blow up the world and start a brand new universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yo, this, like zombies start hitting the Inhuman gene.
Yep.
And that shit starts like pouring out everywhere. And there's a bunch of zombie Inhumans just tearing each other up in the world.
Yo, you brought me back to what me and Cap was saying last week. Remember when Reed Richards said the only way to stop an incursion is for one of the universes to die?
Or both, yeah.
Yeah. So get this. Kang is from another universe that died during an incursion. And he's trying to make a machine to reverse the fucking incursion, so that way his universe doesn't die.
Hell
now, now imagine they're like, yo, we can do this, and they find a cure for the zombies, and Kang is like, this is the universe I'm gonna fucking choose to fucking do the incursion and save his universe, and it kills all those motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
you guys were theorizing.
Yeah, because, that's the only thing I can see him trying to make a machine for, to prevent the to create an incursion back in time to stop his planet from dying. Because who's to say that 838 isn't the planet that caused his planet to die to save their universe? And now he's like, well, I'm going to go into this universe where they don't have the Illuminati and they don't have Reed Richards and all the other people to get everything I need to go over there and kill that fucking universe.
It's easy pickings.
Easy
pickings. Yeah.
But what he doesn't know is we got a fucking Ant-Man.
So, look, Cabs, actually, I like the idea of an Iceman standalone because what you can do is have it based in the 60s when it wasn't okay to be gay and he has to be forced to stay in the closet. Well, you got to be careful with those slopes nowadays, the slippery slopes. But, I do like, he was one of the OGs. It was him, Marvel Girl, that Beast. I'm missing two of them.
I have Jean Grey?
Yeah, I think so. I have the card there somewhere.
The original X-Men?
Yeah, I have the card there somewhere.
Yo, what about
Iceman is an OG. Yeah, and he comes from such a good home. That like I want to see how that turns. And we saw a little bit of the X-Men movies. That shit turned ugly. Like he comes from such a good house. A lot of these people, not all of them, not most of them, but a lot of them don't come from good homes. He has it like Iceman has it made, and then boom, his life is. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Oh yeah. What about the original Human Torch, the first hero?
Mm-hmm.
Not Johnny Storm. The Human Torch.
Him, the one that discovered Namor. Well, refound Namor. Is that what you mean? Like from way back in the day?
Yeah, because it wasn't Human Torch like the original hero from Marvel.
You mean like what was it? Was it Timely Comics? Yeah, he was one of the first to show up ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Like him. Like if you could start the movie with all those heroes that you saw in the MCU is a bunch of pussies.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm the real nigga.
You know, Namor just came through. I understand Ghost Rider really doesn't have a connection to Spider-Man, but if they do introduce Miles as a live-action Spider-Man eventually, what they should do is introduce Alejandro, yeah? Or Robbie.
Yeah. And they can introduce Ghost Rider to Spider-Man through Madam Web.
And not only that, like the whole Midnight Sun shit.
Yeah.
Yo, look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been on a Midnight Suns kick way before the video game, way before they announced Blade. Like I've been on Midnight Suns kick for like better like plus 5, 6, 7 years. Those are also the Prowler would be a cool standalone. Him making like music and shit with Miles and shit. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that would be.
So like I thought they were gonna introduce Blade the same way they did it in the animated series through Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I thought Spider-Man Homecoming. We talking way back, dog. I thought was it Homecoming or Far From Home? Whatever it was. Homecoming. I was gonna say that the post-credit scene in Homecoming is that Spider-Man finds a stake and like a cross and a Bible or some shit. And he goes, Jesus Christ, New York has vampires too? And he just throws it away. He's just, whatever. And then in the background, you just see Blade put in his sword. And then we don't hear about it for like 3-4 years.
Yeah, right?
Which would have been right about the time now where we get in the Blade movie.
Yep.
That's what I thought. And then I thought, that's how you bring in Morbius. The same way he showed up in Spider-Man.
Yep.
Same way. I was like, I don't understand why we didn't take that route, but you know, the whole Sony shit, whatever. But like, yeah, I thought that was it. So then you can also bring in through Blade, you could bring in the Ghost, the Riders, whichever rider you want. I'm okay with you bringing any rider in. Who would I prefer though? Johnny Blaze. I'd prefer the Blaze. But you want to bring Robbie? You want to bring Alejandro? Cool. Who cares? I do like Robbie's car though.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's really nice. I've been seeing it a lot in Midnight Suns, the game.
Yeah.
One Marvel superhero, let's say hypothetically Marvel decides to do a standalone Terminator style movie, would fit that type of a Terminator style. What do you mean by Terminator style movie?
Cable.
Cable again. That is Terminator.
Yeah.
How about a standalone Carter Slade Ghost Rider movie? I mean, if I'm doing a standalone, I want Robbie. If it's MCU, I want Johnny. Standalone, I want Robbie. Just for the culture. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's greedy of me. It's biased of me. All right, we got 13 minutes.
I mean, if you want to stay on a little longer, we can.
My schedule's back to normal tomorrow, so I gotta wake up early. But yeah, we could do a little bit.
Yeah.
But
yo, before we talk about The Last of Us,
okay,
give me a little bit about the game because I never played the game. Have you played the game?
So I just been watching people play. I don't have it. You haven't been watching your brother play? He's like obsessed with it. He said,
The Last of Us.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Midnight Suns.
Oh, no, yeah. Midnight Suns. I watched him play. What's going on, show?
What a show! You came in right on time for Last of Us.
The Last of Us. So
The Last of Us?
Last of
you the
Us.
Last of Us. You the Last of Us to show up today.
Last of Us is a post-apocalyptic like zombie world. It's not exactly zombies. It's more of a virus that makes you aggressive and is through fungus. And the longer you can stay alive as one of these, they call it the first stage, they call them runners. Yeah, the first stage is because they're very aggressive running, beating people. They still feel themselves. Like in the game, runners are like struggling with themselves. They're
Yeah.
like, it hurts. Like they say stuff. Like there's still an ounce of them in there, but they'll fuck you up. Then the longer you stay as a runner, the fungus starts to take over, and it starts like covering your face and your entire body. So the next phase is a clicker. You might have seen a screenshot on the, in the future of Last of Us. You see that like monster just like, you saw the shit that was plastered on the well, spoilers, guys, if you haven't seen it. You saw the shit that was plastered on the wall?
Yeah.
That's a clicker. I don't know why he's plastered to the wall like that, but they have that. So the longer you're around, the more fungus covers you. So what happens is when you're a clicker, your fungus covers your eyes, so you're blind. So you develop echolocation. That's what they're called, clickers. They send out waves.
Sound waves, yeah.
So they can pick you up. So when a clicker comes by, just stay very quiet. You'll be all right. But it's not that easy. So, this world, it's bad. They gave up, but they're learning to live. You have the humans who are making it work somehow in these establishments. And then you have Ellie. So Ellie was bitten in the game. They changed some of the times and the dates to like correlate with now.
Yeah.
So Ellie gets bitten by a zombie or by a clicker or runner, whatever, and she doesn't turn. So it's been 3 weeks. Like within an hour, you start feeling the effects. Within 2-3 hours, you're full blown runner. So it's been 3 weeks. She's fine. So they think that she's the cure. The Fireflies are the freedom fighters, the stand up against the machine type, but they're really just like, blowing shit up most of the time. They get their hands on Ellie and they find out, that she's immune or whatnot. And they try to move out with her. This is very similar. What you see it was about like 85% like on point. What's up, Devils? It was like 85 to 90% on point. So
okay,
they get Ellie. They find out Ellie. So the Fireflies, they do believe in this shit, and they're the resistance. They want the freedom and all of that shit. And they're like, yo, we're gonna take Ellie to some people that we know to like, diagnose her and see if we could create a cure. Before that happens, the military group runs up on the Fireflies, blows everything up. And who just happens to be in the middle of all of this shit? Joel and Tess. And they're basically like, yo, take her to Washington, I believe it is. They're in Boston.
Yeah.
At the time. So it's a trek. And Joel essentially takes Ellie on this trek. And like, Joel, again, spoilers, Joel lost his daughter very early on. So he has that relationship with Ellie where he doesn't want to lose another little girl,
Yeah.
So there's that dynamic, and I don't want to spoil anything else because the trek to Washington, where is it that they're going? I forget, but the trek over there is the story essentially.
Because I was wondering like how close they were to the game. Like,
it is like 90%. I want to say they changed a few things.
Yeah.
And most of the things they changed is like how things happen. For example, this was pretty cute, actually. The right amount of cute. So in the game, when they hit the car and Sarah can't walk because of her ankle, In the game, dude T-bones them in the car. So in this one, you saw the car about to T-bone them, but Joel's like, stop, stop, stop. And like, they get over it. But then a piece of the plane that lands is what flips them over. So like they alter stuff, but they don't change much stuff. It's pretty close. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty close. So you never played the game?
No, I haven't had a PlayStation since PlayStation 2, but literally I only played wrestling games on that or the demos for like Crash Bandicoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. So I'm looking for where this is, bro. They go through everywhere.
Where's the show on already?
HBO Match.
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
HBO Match.
Yeah. It's, I know it would have been nice on Netflix, but maybe that's why it's good.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So the location is in Salt Lake City. Wait, no, that can't be right. Well, yeah, they gotta take her far.
Yeah.
To like figure it all out.
Salt Lake City's where, in Utah?
In Utah. I don't know, man. I gotta let me see.
That's on the other side of the fucking country.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point, to go through all of that. Where go ahead.
I know I couldn't have been the only one that when it said Boston, to be like, fuck Boston.
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, everybody from New York did.
Sure. When I saw Boston pop up, I was like, yo, fuck Boston. It's like, no wonder these motherfuckers are high on a hydroxy cut on there.
Wonder if they feel the same about us.
Probably.
Okay, let's see. Months traveling the country and fighting off infected. St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah.
Shit.
Yep. So they were supposed to take her to the Capitol at first to meet a group of fireflies so that they can take her and do the thing. But then they go to that group of fireflies in the Capitol in Washington, I'm pretty sure. And then there they find that group dead. And then Tess tells Joel, like, yo, we got to take her. We got to finish this mission because she could be alive. Because she could be the cure or whatnot.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm interested now. So you watching the show as someone who's never played the game, what you think?
Well, one, the way they described how the fungus worked was like instantly. I was like,
immediate.
I was like, yo, one, that's cool. Two, that's fucking scary.
Yeah,
because they went back to what, the 60s?
The 60s,
and they were talking about global warming and how
he was like,
the Earth warms up.
If it gets a little hotter,
yeah. So
this virus can live now.
Yeah. So the way that they were talking about in it for show was that they were worried about viruses like COVID and all and the Spanish flu and all that. He goes, yo, that we survived those because viruses change so that way they don't kill the host, so they get weaker. That's what happened with the Spanish flu and all that other shit. He's saying I'm worried about fungus because in real life they do take over like rats and all these other animals, and they make them more aggressive.
They don't turn them into zombies, but they make them more aggressive.
Yeah. So they were like, oh, but fungus can't live in anything that's more than 94 degrees. So, our core temperature is 97 degrees, right? So a fungus can't survive in us. But he made the mention to, but what if the world gets hotter? Then the fungus has a higher heat, threshold, and it would be able to survive in us. Global warming, the world's getting hotter.
Yeah.
So now it's scary. Like, wait a minute. We just got hit with a fucking COVID. And now you're telling us fungus is about to come in here. And it's like, hold on, wait. What's going on here?
Word.
And fungus is what because what did you think about that impactful scene? So that scene with Joel and Sarah.
His daughter?
That sets up the title. That's that essentially makes Joel for the rest of the time that we have with him in The Last of Us. And let me tell you, I was actually, AJ was a baby. AJ was just born when The Last of Us dropped. AJ was a baby, and I was living with No, I mean, yeah, I mean, he was a baby, yeah. So I was living with baby moms and shit. And when I first played The Last of Us, it was in their house.
Yeah.
And I saw that scene and I was like, I teared up in the
Yo,
game. And my
yeah.
baby mom's like, what the fuck are you crying about? I'm like, come here. So I played the whole intro for her. And she was like, okay, wow. So
Yeah.
to see it in live action, and they fucking killed it.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't ready to see that scene live. I don't know.
No, yo, dude. One, like in the beginning of the show, I fell in love with this girl.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, she's taking care of her father. She's likable. She's not one of those brats. She fixed his watch, which that watch means something now. Not like in Doctor Strange. You know what I'm saying? And
How'd you get money to do this? Drugs. I saw hardcore drugs. That's straight out of the game. Straight out of the video game.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you, bro, the similarities are insane. It's like they went in there and said, okay, you guys could change 5% of anything. And that's it.
Yeah, they were like, yo, my question was, are the cutscenes in this show?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's beautiful.
Yeah. They are. Yes, a lot of them. So obviously they expand on a few things.
Yeah.
Like we knew that she fixed the watch, but we never saw her do it.
Yeah.
So we didn't see her outside. So that's actually it's a very positive change that they made. And I'm glad that you said something about it, because I think that's what they did it. So in the game, we see Sarah and she's like, yo, it's your birthday today. Come back at a decent time. Bring a cake. Then he comes back late and they're watching TV. She falls asleep. She wakes up to like some noise on the TV. Then she sees the explosion.
Yeah.
Then she comes downstairs and Joel is coming into the house and he's saying, I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong with the Coopers. So you see the neighbors. You see the man that was like, help me.
Yeah, yeah.
In the game, he's like breaking down Joel's door. And like he's holding Sarah back, like, yo, get behind me. He grabs his revolver and he's like, yo, stay away. Like, stop. What are you doing, man? Like, get away from me. I think his name is Bob. Like, stay away from me, Bob. Like, and then he breaks through the door and he pops the Miller. He pops him right there.
Oh,
whereas
shit.
in the show, he went to go pick up Tommy in jail. You know, it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
And then her going over to the neighbor's house and seeing that's completely new.
Yeah.
Him taking the wrench and smacking the lady across the face, completely new. But I definitely like that because we build on Sarah a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is why you liked her.
Yeah.
You know, we build on her a little bit. Like like you said, yo, she's waking her dad up. She's making breakfast.
Yeah.
She rolls with the punches. She knows that his life ain't easy.
Yeah. You know what it kind of feels like? It kind of feels like she was the main character of that movie, of this show, and she died off, and now the father's like, fuck, I gotta be the main character of this show.
That's 100% why she's there. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's dope. And I don't know if you know this, Kaz. Well, you do. January 5th, my cousin was born.
Yes, you told me. Congrats, man.
Yeah. So
we don't congratulate uncles enough.
Yeah, you know, so I got to see her last week, but then I got to see her again on Saturday.
Nice, man.
And yo, I was like, Cap was holding her, and then like his neck started getting stiff because she was like in his neck and all that. So I was like, I'll hold her, baby. So I got her on my chest, and like 3 hours later, I'm like, no one's asking for this baby. Like it's just me and her. She's out cold for like 3 hours. So I'm just chilling with the baby, and then I'm hearing like, yo, you're hugging her. I'm like, yo, first off, you can ask for her whenever you want. You know, but it's so like I had her on my chest, then I'm watching this shit, and I'm like, damn, son. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I was a brand new dad at the time. My son just popped out the oven. So seeing that, and look, and I'm not trying to gatekeep people and say that they can't understand that scene if they don't have a child. I'm not saying that at all. But as a brand new dad,
it's scary.
It hit me real hard back in 2013.
Yeah.
When that game first came out. So you feel me? Like,
yeah,
no, that scene is crazy. And then it shapes up Joel for the rest of the movie. The next time we see Joel, he's cleaning up bodies.
Yep.
And the woman who's helping him clean bodies can't
throw the kid in there.
She can't throw the little kid in the fire. Meanwhile, we have Joel with the exact same image of him carrying a kid. Just he's done. He's cold. He's frozen. He's done.
Yep.
He's done. So, like, I think it's really important that we saw that right next. Like, yeah, this was 20 years ago. That life of mine has died. We don't even talk about Sarah anymore. And Ellie and him, they get into some stuff, and but he's Joel's very hush-hush about his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, no one brings her up except a few people.
Yeah, and I like the fact that when the dude was pointing the gun at him 20 years later, Instinct was like, not again. And he went straight after him.
He went straight after him.
Beat him to death.
Yep. And Ellie's like, whereas in Sarah was kind of like, when Sarah saw her dad do that, because like Sarah and Ellie are so different.
Yeah.
We got so much of Ellie, and Ellie is born into this shit, and she's born into all of that, and her life is crazy already as is. And then on top of that, she figures out that she's immune. So like she lives in a shitty ass world, whereas Sarah was like all happy, go giggly. So like when she saw her father do that to the old lady, she's like, Dad, what are you doing? Her whole world got rocked.
Yeah.
Ellie saw him do that, and her whole world got rocked, but in a positive, like, yo, I don't know this guy, but he got my back though. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna finish this mission. He's gonna get me there safe. Like these two clearly don't have a problem walking out into beyond the walls. I'm good. I feel good about this. So I thought that was really nice. And that final shot of them walking into the abyss, that was my favorite shot of the entire show. The building, which straight out of the game, you go into that building in the video game. We will be inside that building next episode.
Nice.
So you see that building, and then you see that shot. It's like super dark, but you see these three little silhouettes just going through. My favorite shot of the entire fucking show. So good. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I wish they would have given us 2 epidodes.
Yeah. My brother was like,
2.
Why can't you do the Disney Plus shit? Give us like the first 3.
Like, you didn't have to give me 4, 8, 2 episodes. Give me 1 more. Because as much as I liked it, I still think we're early. It was a great start.
Yeah.
Great setup and build up, but I think we could see a little more. Like, we haven't seen like runners in action. We haven't seen how they're gonna deal with runners.
Yeah.
Obviously we're waiting on the clicker reveal. I'm not looking forward to that. Like, yo, this show had me tense because it's like I know what's gonna happen, but I was still tense about it. Is that a rib?
The pork chop, or what was that?
I believe it's a pork chop.
You can't just put that up like that and expect us not to sit down. My man, hard working all day, comes home to a cooked meal.
Word.
The big piece of chicken for dad.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact, bro.
I deserve it.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys, family? I'm talking about like mom, dad, kids. Are you part of the camp that feeds the kids first at dinner or feeds dad first at dinner?
Dad. Usually.
I'm kids.
They usually feed me.
But
first.
what part of, what do you believe that, like, I'm okay with your choice. I don't think there's any wrong choice here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I just feed the kids. Get them their plate. Sit them the fuck down so they can finish as soon as possible. Get out of here so I can enjoy my shit. That's how I look at it. No, but feed the kids first, in my opinion. What do you think, Toe? I know it's random.
The crazy, like growing up, it was always like, go get your food. That one's for dad. You know,
Same,
like,
same.
This is for dad. Yeah.
Same. Like, so my mom, like, we would pull up and little, we had a lunch line at the crib.
Yeah.
Mom will serve the kids, but she knew what to leave for that.
Yeah.
And then, dad was working, so he'd come home later. Most of the time we ate without dad there.
Yep.
But even when dad was there, you guys come get food, and dad should have right there. Sometimes dad skipped us, like, I'm hungry, man. Fuck y'all. Yeah, like, he was just hungry. Well, most of the time, it's just dad wasn't even there. Dad was working by the time we ate.
Yeah.
Dad would show up to the crib sometimes 9:30, 10 o'clock, working all day. And we eating at 8 o'clock. So anyways, that was a weird derailment.
But not for nothing. That's the reason why, like, when like I have a job and they're like, yo, you gotta do overtime or you gotta do a double, I would not do those jobs. Because my pops, like, we used to watch wrestling all the time. And then coming home, going to sleep, my pops comes home after I already went to sleep. To me, I was like, I can't do that. Even I don't got kids. I don't want to be coming home that late.
No, I hear that, man. I hear that. Doubles are wild. You know me, in sales, I have a new sales job now, and thank God my schedule is finally on point. But, like,
Yeah.
My last sales job, like, they required, like, they didn't require, but they would ask us to work on Saturday. But how dare you tell them no? You want to enjoy your life.
Yeah, right?
Come in early, stay after. The more you work, the more leads we'd give you. This new job doesn't hide leads behind that.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, come in, do your 8 hours, and go rest.
Beautiful.
Saturday, don't even think about it. Don't even, no. Come back on Monday and get the booking. I was like, y'all serious? They're like, yes.
Yeah.
Come back on Monday and get it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
thank you. Come again.
yeah. So, like, I'm very excited about that. Yeah, bro. Like, I spoke to you about it. Like, what's the point of making money if, like, you ain't got no time to enjoy it and you always stress? Sales is a stressful job, bro. But, like, I've learned to just keep that shit in the job. Although my last job, I'm not gonna lie, it was like seeping into my life.
Now I remember towards the end, you was getting miserable over there and shit.
Yeah, I was not feeling it. And I mean, I'm working from home now, so that helps.
Yeah, for real.
But either way, Last of Us is great.
Yeah.
I just need a little more.
Yeah.
Would have loved the second episode.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. I hate when they do that. They make it so good, and it's like, fuck, I gotta wait a week.
To be honest, I'm in that camp that says if you're gonna release a show like that, maybe don't release the whole thing, because we get more discussion when it's week to week and, like, we're actually, like, talking and shit. But I wanted another episode. I was ready to binge this shit in a night. I didn't know they were gonna do episodic.
Yeah.
I was ready to binge this shit. Like, I put time away. I was off on Monday. I was ready, son. I was ready to, like, all 8 episodes, 10 episodes. Like, was not gonna sleep until it was done.
Yep.
But give me 2 episodes, man. 2. I think two's good enough to, like, give me the feel, because, like, this episode is gonna be action packed. Because I think it's gonna be a lot of them on the road. We are gonna see the threat. We haven't really seen the only threat we've seen, and not only that, that's the thing about The Last of Us, where it's kind of like The Walking Dead, where it's not just the zombies you got to worry about.
Yeah,
a zombie's a zombie. People got guns.
Yeah,
that's what you really need to be scared of here. I love it.
They got guns, and you got what they need.
Yeah, it's gonna be real nasty. Like, Last of Us is a good video game. Like, if you don't like video games and, like, you are forced to watch someone play a video game, Last of Us is one of those. Yeah. I've always said The Last of Us is just Walking Dead in video game form.
I mean, that's a good example of it.
I mean, Ty, a lot of these shows have black people that have been surviving for quite some time.
Word.
Although Marlene does get shot pretty early in The Last of Us. Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks. She's one of the first. That sucks, bro. Just completely fucking fell in on my argument right there. Yeah. I was laughing. That part was mad funny when she's like, I can take the other girl. It's like, I can take any. It's like, yo, you don't got a fucking ear on right now. And they zoom into her ear. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I mean, Ty, that's the yo, have you seen that Key and Peele shit where the zombies are racist and they don't want to like bite the black folk? Oh my god, that skit is so crazy. Yeah.
Yo, but at least black people have been in movies and in history. Us Spanish people haven't been created since the 80s. And even when they made movies about us, it was still the white man that fucking played us.
Yeah, and no one has a problem when they do that. When
Right?
it's whitewashing is a problem. When you make the Little Mermaid black, oh hell no.
Word.
Hey, the guy from Blood In, Blood Out, the white dude, is he half Mexican?
The character or
the character?
I think so. I think he's
better
one of those blue-eyed Mexicans.
He better be.
Because if not, then he tried so hard to be Mexican.
It was not good. I just saw American media the other day. It's not great. Look, the most famous Cuban Italian. One of the reasons why I talk so much shit about Scarface. I've been around Cubans my whole life. Well, my whole life here in Miami. None of them talk like that. Is he half Mexican or is he all white?
I didn't.
Sorry, not American. Blood In, Blood Out. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I saw the
guy that played Ken in Damien Chapa. Like, okay. He's a mutt. He has Mexican, Italian, German, and Native American. You get the pass. Okay, you get the pass.
Oh, I was looking at fucking Montana.
Well, yeah, that's what we're looking at now. No. Al Pacino's full Italian. He's full Italian. And you know what's funny? I hate that. One of the things that I dislike the most about, and like I'm saying, like Al Pacino at the time, like yeah, he was good, but like it was still kind of early. Like he wasn't unknown. I'm not saying he wasn't known, but like you could have taken a shot on some Cuban kid. You could have.
Yeah.
And then they did Scarface in New York, Carlito's way.
Yep.
And he's Puerto Rican there.
Yeah, and the only actual Spanish person is Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Like no one has a problem with that.
Yeah.
No one. I bet. No one has a problem when it's whitewashing. Sure.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? So Sarah from The Last of Us in the game, she's a white girl. In this one, I think she's mixed. She's half black, half white. She's an English girl, by the way. I didn't know that. I didn't know her as an actor. I'll be honest. I'm not.
Wait, his daughter?
Sarah. In the game, she's just a white girl.
Mm.
In this one, you could tell she got a little ethnic in her.
Yeah.
She's half black. She's European, but she's half black. And like everyone started going nuts. And it's like, you know what I'm starting to notice? These Europeans could just fucking act better than us.
Huh?
Europeans can do an American accent 1,000,000 times better than an American can do a European accent.
Have you seen Christian Bale's interview where they talked about how he has the accent and his kids don't? And he goes, well, they grew up in America. There's not a lot of English movies out here. Yeah. But when I grew up in England,
everything was
nothing
America.
but American movies.
Yeah.
So I have this accent and I learned how to speak with an American accent because of the movies. They don't. He's like, it's funny when they try to tell me how to with a chip chip chario. It's like that's nothing what an English person sounds like, but that's what you think we sound like.
Yeah. No, they just don't.
Yeah,
they sound Jamaican a lot of the time.
Yeah,
well, that's some more hood European dudes.
Shut your damn mouth.
They basically speak like European patois. The UK drill dudes, those dudes.
So
I
is
fuck
this
with them,
dude?
man. Those dudes is cool.
Is this dude Spanish?
Who?
The character in the Last of Us, the father?
No, I mean they're white. They're white from Texas, but you know, I mean, in The Last of Us, Joel is like he's tanned. You know, he's not like white.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, they're white people. They're supposed to be.
All
And
right.
like the internet was tripping when they saw Sarah. They just know how to like look. And you know, it's funny, Ellie. There was so much controversy when they chose this girl to be Ellie. So much controversy. Yo, she doesn't look like Ellie. It's like she don't gotta look like Ellie. She just gotta act like her.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, she's knocking it out of the park so far. And she's English. Another European actor. They're killing us, bro. The best two Spider-Man of all time are English. They're European.
Yeah.
They're killing us.
Because we're getting fucking held down, bro.
I don't know. They know how them fuckers know how to act. Bro, in one dorm, it was that pork chop looks too good. You're gonna have to like, bro. God damn.
Yeah, you ain't even got no sauce on that shit or nothing.
This shit look fire. Okay.
You was muted, but we got to just
here, but I don't even need it.
Yeah, that shit look fire. What is that? Is that like barbecue style or like Dominican style or like
just grilled Dominican style?
Oh, that shit look fucking beautiful. Anyways, in one dorm room, it was Patterson, Charlie Cox, and Garfield. In one dorm room, it was just three badasses just in acting school. Them kids got us beat, bro. It has nothing to do with skin color, nothing. They just act better. That's what it is. At this point, like I get people want to call out all that blackfishing shit, and like I get like people get so upset about it. At this point, I think it's just that we figuring out that there's a lot more other talent over there than white people. That's what it is.
Hey, Henry Cavill.
That's what well, I mean, he's white, but like, you know.
No, but he's English.
Well, yeah, but like there's just more talent out there.
Yeah. No,
you know, there's a lot more ethnic groups can audition comfortably now and not have to worry about nepotism for this person over here or whatever. I feel like there's just a lot more people, and it's like, hey, look, guys, I know we're gonna get backlash for this, but she's killing the role. I get it. Ariel's white, but she's killing the role. Like, it's her. It's perfect. I'm just gonna put her in. So yeah, like, people were really upset about the Sarah stuff. I'm like, that shit don't even faze me, bro. I just saw good acting.
Yeah.
She portrayed a person getting shot, a kid getting shot really well.
Yeah, she did.
I was like,
the best part about it was like when he pressed down on her, she's like, oh,
yeah,
and the pain was so real.
She was in pain.
Yeah, that pain was so real.
I know, baby. I know. They did it exactly like that in the game. I know, baby. I know. Just see.
Damn.
I can't deal. And the voice actor who did Joel and Troy Baker and the voice actor who did Ellie, they have roles in the movies, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
In the Game Awards, all four of them presented a Game Award for Best Something. You know who Ellie is. She used to act back in the day. If you look up Ellie voice actor, you will know what it is. Forget her name. She used to be Ashley Johnson. She used to be like TV shows back then. And she was in an MCU flick.
Oh, that's Die Hard. Lionheart. She's the girl that she was Van Damme's daughter.
Yeah.
You want to hear something crazy? She plays D&D with the fucking
with Critical Role.
With Critical Role.
Yeah, I love this girl.
Yo, it's crazy how this is full circle now because D&D is having problems. We spoke about this earlier in the thing, but
because but it is dead ass because of people like Critical Role.
yeah,
These dudes are getting acting jobs from that.
yeah, yo, dude, no,
D&D's like, yo,
the people who played D&D with Critical Role are voice actors. Like one of them plays Thor in the Avengers. Another one was Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
like they had acting job.
They do a bunch of acting gigs.
The guy who does the DMing, he has a voice role with one of these shows also. I forgot who the fuck it was.
I remember her in Growing Pains. She was super little in Growing Pains. Yeah. I love her.
Yo, her so much. I remember her in Lionheart. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
What else has she done? Keep flicking that to the side. She just a lot of voice work nowadays. Annie, I remember her in Annie. And Avengers.
She's
the girl in the news that's like, oh yeah, Captain America saved me. Terra and Teen Titans. Yeah, she's been around, bro.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Like she made Ellie one of the most beloved video game characters of all time. She's so good.
Word.
Maybe she's a little too old to play Ellie. Because, I mean, I would have just put her ass in there. But she might be a little too old to play Ellie. You know what's funny? There's a part in The Last of Us 2. Because part 2 is out. Part 2 is already... He's 5'4"?
She is.
Oh. Damn, she's about to be 40. She looks great for 40.
Yeah, she does. She does.
She's so talented, too. Like, all of her voice stuff, right? So, like, in The Last of Us Part 2, there's a part that Ellie is singing. She's on a guitar and she's singing. And the people told her, they were like, yo, you know, you're not supposed to know how to sing. So like tone down the singing. You're singing too well. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, she's so good.
Yo, this motherfucker's Chilean? He's Chilean?
Chilean, yeah.
Holy shit. I thought he was some kind of Spanish also.
Well, I mean,
coming for everybody.
That is that's Central America.
Yeah,
it's Spanish, but you know,
I meant he was like some like Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican.
Yeah.
I was looking for his height, just to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, there's no way he's 5'4".
He got to be like fucking 5'7". 5'11".
5, yeah, that's not bad. Nah, we don't gatekeep anything here.
Y'all gatekeeping Spanish. What? Show me Spanish anywhere, and then we gatekeep. Come on, bro.
Yeah, there's Latinos, there's Hispanics. We could go into it, but we don't got that time.
Well, we got into the fucking heights. Come on.
And Show's tired, just ate the biggest pork chop I've ever seen in my life. My man's ready to drop a deuce and go to sleep.
Word.
Hey, what's up, Pro?
What up, Pro?
Bro, how you feeling, brother?
I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. I hope everything is well, kid.
He was doing before we got on, he was doing his show, in my opinion, with 2 other podcasters. That show was dope, but then there was news that one of the wrestlers
passed away. I saw Gigi posted. Do we know what happened? Was it like?
So apparently, he was in a car accident.
Oh shit!
With him and his 2 daughters and another person, and he passed away. And I think the other person passed away, and his 2 daughters are in critical condition, from what I understand. But I don't know all of it.
I hope they make it. Please, man.
Yeah.
Please, man. Please send some vibes out there. Send some vibes out there, man. I really hope. It's funny too because it's like, you know, you be in a. Was he driving?
I think so.
Usually, the driver survives and everyone else dies in a car wreck like that. Oh, I don't know if it's the airbag like that comes out of the wheel or whatever, or you get extra because you're the driver. Whatever it is, drive always alive. Everybody die.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
That's crazy.
To start the fucking years. We not even fucking. Jeez, that sucks, man.
Word.
I hope them little girls. Well, I mean, I don't know how old they are, but hope them girls make it.
Yeah.
Something, something to get out of that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Last of Us. I can't wait. I think the next episode comes out Monday,
Yep.
which is weird. Sunday?
Wait, the next episode comes out Monday.
I thought it was next Monday.
Oh, I don't.
Or maybe, no. Sunday, 12, maybe. Or let me see.
That's great.
Boom, 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 boom. It's 9 episodes. Okay, so it's every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I was a little worried there.
Yo, and they just dropped the trailer for season 3 of The Mandalorian. And that comes out March 1st. And
the day before my birthday.
I'm not gonna lie, this looks like it's gonna be an action-packed season.
I think that's all you got at this point. Like you've built that world the last couple seasons. Now it's just blow everything up. Yeah. I think they're right on track. Yeah. You built it, now you take it away.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna catch up to The Mandalorian. I promise. That's the one that I want to watch. Like, because he's a space bounty hunter, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That is like my jam. And then Baby Yoda is like his soft side.
Yes. Baby Yoda is the transporter looking in the trunk.
I love that.
But you know what the crazy thing is? He didn't look in the trunk. He just was like, the
trunk fell on him.
No, he was like, yo, here goes your shit. Give me my money. And then he's like, wait a minute. How you got all this Imperial shit? Then he finds out who he gave the shit to. And he's like, what did I give these motherfuckers?
That's even better.
It's like, wait a minute. No. I got to get this baby back. Yeah, I got to get this shit back.
And like the whole time he's been trying to find out who the baby belongs to?
Well, because it's a Yoda, so it's like one of the last of its kind.
And
so
that shit is like 50 years old, right?
Yeah. The thing with Yoda is no one knows where his planet is.
Okay.
Like they even try, like they try to go into his mind and fucking read. No one knows where his planet is. So if you watch Mandalorian season 1 and 2, you got to watch Boba Fett. Boba Fett isn't as good as Mandalorian, but it continues the story into season 3 for Boba Fett. So
I like that jaded hero who gets this, just literally The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like Joel was like shut off, completely done, and then Ellie comes out, and they have really nice moments. There's one moment in particular that I don't want to ruin because it's a really nice moment. Just them two. It's nothing crazy. It's just like Joel starts to realize, like, yo, she's okay. This kid's I like her. It's a very cute moment. There's a lot of cute shit in this game. Yeah,
I'm just happy to hear that they going with the actual video game shit.
A few changes, don't get me wrong. I saw new rock stars. I highlighted over a video, like everything that's the same and everything that's different. It was like 30 minutes. But they're following this very closely. A couple things in there to fill up some time and air and space and like develop these characters a little bit more. Funny, they mentioned something, and I won't get into this. They mentioned something about Ellie that we didn't see until a Last of Us prequel DLC came out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and they mentioned it there. I was like, whoa. But they mentioned it in prequel style. So it was like a flashback. And I was like, oh, shit, they're taking it there? Cool. And this is going to go into part 2. So things gonna be moving. I think by part 4, 5, it's gonna be the end of Last of Us 1. Because maybe not. Let me not get ahead of myself. I just saw like a civilization and snow and horses. We don't see that until The Last of Us Part 2. In Last of Us Part 1, there is a snowy area, and yeah, there's a horse, but that looked like Part 2.
Yeah.
And they're talking about certain characters already that don't show up until Part 2. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm very excited. Guys, I definitely got to go.
Oh, yeah.
School night. Got to get up early. New schedule. Next Tuesday, I'm here with bells on and a haircut.
Word.
And a haircut.
And see what happens when you show up? You don't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man. Stop talking. God.
I apologize. I'll mute my mic.
Stop talking.
At least for 10 minutes, let us get a word in. Shit.
Oh, look what I just read. The Batman 2 will show a Batman and Joker that already know each other. Fantastic. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's okay. I like that. They know each other. It's cool. Let's not build it. Build it.
Now give me a Joker that's the Joker.
No, yeah. You don't want to see that last thing we saw with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
All right, top boys, I'm out of here. Y'all gonna keep rocking?
Nah, we're gonna call it a night also. Yo.
Cool.
Yo, appreciate y'all coming on. Appreciate seeing that big ass fucking pork chop. Now I'm fucking hungry.
Starving after that.
Word. Appreciate.
Who's still open right now, To? Are we gonna have to do the fucking the checkers mission right now?
Yo, word.
I think the only thing open here right now is checkers.
Yo, those fries are worth it. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what, bro? Even the frozen fries that you buy from the supermarket are not bad.
Yeah.
You could put them in the oil. You could put them in the air fryer. Stick them in the oven.
Mm.
If you got a deep fryer in your house, that's next level fat boy shit.
I got an air fryer.
Air fryer.
Yeah.
My boy, one of my old friends had a deep fryer in the crib. His mother used to make chicharrón de pollo. Oh, shit, it was so good. I like eating at her crib.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm starving. Y'all love you, boys.
And love you too. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm here.
Word. It's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.
Thanks for the questions, everybody. They were great.
Word.